The Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte up next for the San Antonio Spurs. Other Spurs news, forward Jeremy Sohan has been given permission to find a trade partner. Now we know who is in the mix. The Bulls, Hornets, Knicks, Lakers, and the Suns.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and we got a big show that's going to kick off with a big old bang here in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Riq Woolen from the Seattle Seahawks from the UTSA Roadrunners will join us here in the next couple of minutes, although he's Riq now, so that'll be the first question.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. When did that change?
You know, sign an NFL deal, I suppose. I don't know. So for all you UTSA fans, kicking off the show, it's noon in Seattle, but they're wrapping up whatever their morning practices is in between meetings, and Riq Woolen scheduled to join us here in just a couple of minutes to kick off the show.
Outstanding. Looking forward to that, talking a little Super Bowl with him. He's going to be a free agent after this year, hopefully with a Super Bowl ring around his fingers. So looking forward to talking with Riq Woolen.
I'm curious what he misses about San Antonio. Now, I don't know if I've been under a rock and just completely unaware. Until today, I didn't realize Cowboy Breakfast is tomorrow. Now, I'm not the biggest Cowboy Breakfast goer, but normally if I know people are going or they're doing whatever, but now so many places do their own version of Cowboy Breakfast. I don't know if it's quite the same, but, man, all of a sudden today, like, people are you going to Cowboy Breakfast tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. I looked it up. It's tomorrow.
It's been very poorly advertised, that's for sure. I didn't know it was tomorrow, but look, I've been to one Cowboy Breakfast in my life. And it was when I worked here the first time around.
I was going to say, and you got paid to be there.
And I got paid to be there. That was it. Usually it's too damn cold and rainy usually, although it doesn't look like it's going to be that way tomorrow. However, hey, and props to everybody that goes. That's fine. I mean, it's not for me.
Go start drinking early on a Friday and take the rest of the day.
Well, I can't do that. I work.
See, because we planned poorly.
Well, I guess we did.
I mean, if you're doing that, you take the day and you go. Although, if you go out there, now I ain't going to be anywhere at 5 a.m. unless I'm getting on an airplane. But the idea of you can go and then go home, nap, and then come to work.
Well, the idea is, I think, you go out tonight, you drink all night,
yep,
and then you just get, I guess, find a place in the parking lot there at Cowboy Breakfast and sleep it off and get ready for some tacos when you wake up.
I know that might be our poll question today. Are you doing Cowboy Breakfast tomorrow? And on our YouTube chat, where are you doing Cowboy Breakfast? Because there seems to be a gazillion different places to go do Cowboy Breakfast. And then, of course, the official one, I think, is over at the Frost Bank Center.
At Frost Bank Center, yeah. Sure is. So, but you're right. A lot of places do have that. I thought the Thirsty Horse, I think, has their own, or they used to.
I think they do.
There's quite a few.
You know, for a while, I remember the last one I went to was at Cowboys.
Yep.
You know, so wherever you're going to be at tomorrow, let us know, and let everybody else know. Just because I can't be the only one that it's sneaking up on you, and it's one of those. Well, I didn't know that. If I'd have known, I still probably wouldn't have gone. But at least I could have given it some thought that I might try to go.
But, you know, I mean, look, if you're a young person, what difference does it make if you just found out right now? I mean, I'm going.
I mean, and then there's the possibility that I might end up someplace tomorrow.
Dude, you're not going anywhere tomorrow.
Yeah.
At 5 a.m. or any other time before 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, 9, 10? When does it end?
Oh,
I mean, there's
before 9 or 10.
Can we have a cowboy lunch?
Exactly. How about a cowboy dinner?
We could do that.
Yeah, I don't understand, and it's a great tradition. I like it. Vince says he's going to the AT&T Center. It's Frost Bank Center now, and then a barbecue cook-off on Friday and Saturday. I'm not sure what that is.
Well, that's
Vince,
I was just talking to a friend that kind of has this in my mind because he's coming into town to go to the big barbecue cook-off, and I'm like, that's this weekend?
Wow.
Well, apparently it's this weekend.
Apparently so.
And he was like, well, I figured, you know, as much smoked meats as you guys do on that show and at your station between Rob and Ryan Egel and me, that we would, you know, I don't know, be asked to judge these things. You know, I've done that before for the CPS Grills Giving event, been an official judge, but not for the rodeo.
Huh. Well, that's too bad, Minix. You feel a little bit bitter about that, aren't you?
Not really, but
it kind of sounds like
well,
it.
Well, he did bring up a good point. Yeah, they've never asked us. Huh.
Wow.
Go figure.
Who knows? That's all right. That's okay. Yeah, I'm a hell of a judge of barbecue. Just ask Tri-County Meat Market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was the chili cook-off, actually, that Rob and I did. And, well, we pissed some people off saying their chili tasted more like carne asada.
Well, and you know, I guess 2 + 2, my wife's work is having a chili cook-off tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So tonight, I am making my chili for her competition tomorrow. So I'll be cooking that chili all night. I'll start at about 7 o'clock tonight, and it will be on the smoker until about 6 a.m. tomorrow. So that's it. I've got to get up early tomorrow.
Well, you might as well go to the cowboy breakfast. Put your cowboy hat on, your boots, and get on over there.
Well, I've got a Dallas Cowboys hat. I don't have any boots.
I got a cowboy hat you can borrow.
I'm good.
I got some boots, too. They might be a little big for you.
See, Vince says SA Sports Star should enter a team. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Vince. Do you have a team, Vince? That's what I want to know.
He's going to judge.
Oh, he's a judge.
Apparently. Or he's going to go, not maybe an official judge, but everybody at those things are judging something.
Well, he's going to go and eat.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. And apparently there's a lot of people already over at Sugar's.
Yeah, all the bots.
They have their version as well.
All the bots.
Yeah, exactly.
Are over at Sugar's.
Exactly.
Yeah, right now, or fakes, or whatever you want to call those things. Does Sugar still exist?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. You know when you're driving on 410 out to I-10?
Sugar's is the
one with
Sharky
the shark
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Sugar's. Okay.
Yeah, that's Sugar's.
All right. I always thought that place was called Sharky's.
You thought no, Sharky's is at the coast.
In Port Aransas,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes.
I always thought it was a seafood place.
It's great. Well, it is.
Well, I mean, isn't that what Miguel says? Their cowboy breakfast is fish and chips.
Yes.
I mean, you go from there. You know, my friend Bill Harrison, who runs the transportation department for any ISD, says cowboy breakfast tomorrow, they feed 300 bus drivers at their Broadway bus barn, which is very cool for them.
Well, that is very cool.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Look, and before I remember, the food is fantastic. I mean, it's really great. You go down there, and the breakfast tacos are good, and so it's all good. Yeah, if you want to get down there and go. Do it. Do you. I'll save myself for Friday night. I don't know what the hell's going on Friday night, but something.
Well, something. You'll do something.
I will do something.
Uh-huh.
No doubt
but
about it.
But it won't be rodeo something.
No.
All right.
No.
As we wait for Riq Woolen, I wonder if we should break early.
You want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's break early then. And hopefully on the other side we have Riq Woolen. Riq Woolen, former UTSA player, now a Seattle Seahawk, and he's about to play in a Super Bowl. We'll talk to him when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the big game in Silicon Valley, and the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part powered by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from the Bay Area, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolfpack.
Rollins, were you at the fight?
You know, to tell you the absolute truth, no one called me.
Were you just sitting there on your couch?
Technically, I was laying in bed with my supermodel wife in a mattress full of money, and
Was she nude or was she clothed?
she was nude.
She was nude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You should have seen it. You guys should have been there.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQBar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQBar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All 3 product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQBar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQBar today.
Get 20% off all IQBar products plus free shipping when you text IQBar to 64,000. Text IQBar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQBar to 64,000.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-269-3394. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tomorrow on the Morning Huddle, A.J. returns. We are just a couple of days away from Super Bowl week. Big pro football weekend, but college football rules today. And how the Spurs head towards Charlotte. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And, of course, we're getting close to that big game out in Santa Clara. The Super Bowl, the Seahawks and the New England Patriots will go head-to-head. This is the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
And joining us now here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, former UTSA Roadrunner, now Seattle Seahawk and Super Bowl bound. Riq Woolen joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Riq, man, appreciate you taking the time. How's your day?
So my day been pretty good. Just got done walk through and now I'm on lunch break, so it's been good.
Now, Riq, what do you guys do on this this kind of a dead week? I guess for fans it certainly is, but for you guys, what are you working on?
For us it's kind of new just because it's the Super Bowl, so it's it's much more than just Seahawks now. It's the NFL and they got to do their part. So it's a lot more meetings, a lot more media and stuff like that. But it still feels like the same routine though. As in practices and meetings and, putting in time towards the game.
How do you handle the 2 weeks? Because you just said routine, but there can be nothing routine about what this week is like or what next week is going to be like. But having 2 weeks between games, how is the coaching staff trying to keep some sense of normalcy for you guys?
Honestly, I feel like we've been in plenty of big moments this season, so I feel like it feels pretty normal, especially with the media and just getting a little bit more attention as it gets to this point. But, it's always a little bit more extra just because it's a Super Bowl and it's a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. So, you got to take it a day at a time for real, and that's what we've been doing this whole season. That's the type of approach we got.
All right, Riq, I got to ask you, when you were back here playing for the Roadrunners here in San Antonio at UTSA, man, was this like a dream that one day, man, I'm going to be playing in the Super Bowl?
Ooh, honestly, yeah, especially as a kid, you always have a dream of becoming a pro. And then, when you become a pro, you'll have a dream of, winning the Super Bowl. So being able to be in the position I'm in, that's a blessing. And, being able to, represent UTSA on one of the biggest and greatest stages there is, doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't. Although, Tariq, those dreams that you had as a kid, you were a wide receiver. And you got to UTSA, and they said, we're going to make you a defensive back. When they made that change, did you think that change at the time was good for you and that would get you to the NFL, or were you a little pissed off that they wanted to make you a defensive back?
Honestly, both. I just wanted to be able to play, but also I wanted to play offense. I played offense my whole life, and then going from offense to defense and having try something new. It's just, every time you try something new as a human, you're nervous, but at the same time, I just went with it and I stuck to it, and I'm in a position I'm in now. And, I always thought I wanted to be in the Super Bowl, whether it was a receiver or whichever position I played. I just wanted to be there, but, to be able to play corner and being able to play a big part in it, it's amazing.
Do you think about calling or texting Jeff Traylor and saying, thanks for making me a corner?
Shoot, honestly, no, because Joe Traylor wasn't the one that made me a corner. It started with head coach Frank Wilson whenever he was at UTSA. I was there with him, and he recruited me, and he the one that brought me in. And I feel like he the one that seen the potential in me to play cornerback. So, shouts out to him. And whenever Coach Traylor had came, they had asked me, did I want to still play corner or did I still want to play receiver? And I chose to play corner. And Coach Traylor just gave me another opportunity to pursue, my new position. And then, I just took part of his coaching, and from there, I'm here.
Riq, we watch you play on TV on Sundays, and especially when you first got into the league, man, it looked like it was no problem for you. I always hear that guys in that transition from college football into the pros is such a big deal. You got to get the speed of the game. Seems like you picked that up pretty easy. How was that transition for you?
Honestly, it was pretty smooth, just because whenever I first came in as a rookie, I really didn't know too much the ins and outs of the league. So I felt like the less I knew was the better. And, I felt like that's how it was. I felt like I didn't know as much as I did now. And I played pretty well. And now that I know as much as I do now, I just learned how to, put different things in different compartments in my mind and, continue to excel. But whenever I first got to the team, I just here having fun. And, you're just a rookie and you're just going through the whole experience. And, I was just able to, to adjust and fit in.
Riq Woolen joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I remember going to a game in Seattle your rookie year. My wife is from there, and I was impressed with the number of 27 jerseys I saw, and even on the scoreboard, them playing the Roadrunner Beep Beep when you were making plays up there. Now you're a seasoned veteran, man. Does it feel weird for you, like from when you first got there to where you are now?
Honestly, it does a little bit, but at the same time, each year brings something new, and I feel like that's how it's been throughout my whole career. Every season gonna bring something new, good or bad, but you just got to make sure you make all the good happen. And I feel like as each season goes on in my journey of the league, I just continue to grow and to be a better player in person.
Riq, everybody's talking about that Seahawks defense, and, man, you guys have played well this year, and it seems to have improved throughout the year. You guys just seem to have gotten better and better. Do you feel like you're playing your best ball right now?
Oh yeah. I feel like we are, and I feel like it's still, an extra, step we can take. We over here, trying to, strive for greatness and, strive for perfection. So I feel like it's always an extra step we can take, and we playing great ball. And, we just feel like we got one more go play here and there to play our best ball, So we going to, go into this game and try to play, our best game.
Looking at New England on tape this week and knowing you've got extra time to prepare, what's the best way to slow down Diggs, to slow down Drake May in that offense?
Just being disciplined, continue to play Seahawks ball, continue to be 12 as one, continue to take it a play at a time and go out there and have the right odds and play as a unit. Those are great players, and, they play well together as well. But at the same time, we got to continue to play our style of football and communicate and play relentless.
All right, Riq, I got to ask you. I mean, New England, you guys don't really have any history with them. Certainly not like the L.A. Rams.
No, there was a Super Bowl a long time ago.
But Riq wasn't playing in that. So you guys hate the Rams. I mean, I think that's obvious, and I don't think they like you guys very much either. How do you get that hatred up for the New England Patriots? Is there a way you can just hate those guys a little bit?
I mean, honestly, you just go into any game and you just treat every opponent the same. The Rams, they are in our conference, so of course it's like a rival. You see them all the time, but at the same time, you got to treat every opponent like they're the same. You got to go out there and play your best game and put your best foot forward. And I just feel like even though we're not familiar with this team, we still got to go out there and put our best foot forward because that's what they're going to do.
Well, they are. And again, that Diggs guy is known to trash talk, and you had a little trash talking the other day in that game against the Rams. How do you take the trash talk to a level where, okay, I can't cross this line at this point?
Honestly, just the heat of the moment, It's like I said a while ago in the last question, they are a rival team. And, it's always a heat of the moment because, the Rams are the team we always have tension with. And, you're just in the moment, big game, it's intense. But, going into this game, I don't look too much into it. I'm not really like a trash talker person, too many times. It's just, you just get caught in those moments and you're having fun and you're balling, man. So I'm not really worried about anybody talking. I'm not worried about no trash talk. I just, go out there and play ball.
Riq, I even though you're not, I've always heard there's a lot of trash talking going on during an NFL football game. Is that true?
A little bit, just because guys are competing. And, there's a lot of guys that play in this league who like the trash talk, and they thrive off of trash talk, and it's part of their game. So, we got a couple guys on our team and a couple guys on the team who played against that talk a little bit of trash. But, it's all in the compete nature.
Riq Woolen joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star in that NFC Championship game. And, man, it's a lot easier that you won that thing. What was the conversations like after the penalty? What were you saying? What kind of take us through that, and then what coaches may have said to you afterwards, if you can?
You said what?
In the NFC Championship game when you got the penalty.
Honestly, they just told me next play. Obviously tensions are high. Everybody's going to be mad because one, it's a great play, and it was third down, and I celebrated. But people was going to go off the field. That's a pivotal part of the game, and that I got to be better in that part. But my teammates was there, the coaches was there, just told me next play, and sure enough, the next series I go back out there and they tried to try me, and I held my own. So you just got to go out there and have a next play mentality and just have fun.
All right, Riq, I got to ask you, how many people have you heard from that you haven't heard from in a while? Have you getting
besides us?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people calling you out of the blue that you haven't heard from in a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's been going on towards the back end of the season just because, people see you winning. And, that's just naturally in life. When people see you win, people want a piece. But people not there whenever you grinding and crafting it. They just see that you win and then now they want for it. But, you just got to stay level-headed and, just be to yourself and know who, your real circle is. And I feel like I do real well with that. And, not too many people have reached out, and if they did, I don't have a problem with saying no.
Yeah, absolutely not. Riq Woolen here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You were a part of that first UTSA championship team, and different players and coaches that I've talked to said there was a point in the season where you guys thought you could actually go win that Conference USA championship. What was the point this season where you thought this Seahawks team would be capable of legitimately making a run and getting to the Super Bowl? And is there any similarities between what you experienced at UTSA during that first championship run to what's happening in Seattle?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of similarities, just the nature of how we treat each other like family, guys on the offense and defense, they hang with each other. And, we don't see each other as locker room lawyers or anything like that. We all got each other's back. And also another thing is, as we go out the season and you lose those games against you lost, you just come back stronger and closer. And I feel like that's exactly what we've been doing here, being stronger and closer as each game goes along. And, as we get to this point now, just like how we was at UTSA, you just got to cherish those, those moments because, the season is coming to an end and you got your brothers there. So you just got to enjoy those moments and, take those days in at a time. And I feel that's what we've been doing.
I would think, Rick, in a situation like this, as you guys prepare for the biggest game of your lives and the championship of the NFL, which is amazing, you guys will get closer and closer, I would imagine. And come Super Bowl Sunday, I would imagine this team is going to be as close as it's been all year.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, especially in that environment.
It's going to be fun. Any thoughts of sneaking out at halftime to watch Bad Bunny?
Oh, sure, nah. I'm going to just probably be talking to coach or something. It's going to be a new experience for all of us.
Good deal. Rick, hey, before we let you go, one of our YouTube questions, somebody on YouTube, Miguel, wants to know, who is your favorite wide receiver to play against in the NFL?
Honestly, I don't know. I would say probably like Devontae Adams, just because you got to, come with it every play. And, he gives you a good look every time you go against him just because he has great releases.
Outstanding, man. I imagine that's pretty tough to cover, but you look like you're up to the challenge. And Rick, we wish you nothing but the best of luck as you guys head into the Super Bowl and represent San Antonio and UTSA.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Riq Woolen here on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. After they win the Super Bowl, we'll get him back on in and talk free agency.
Yeah, well, exactly. He's not thinking about free agency right now. He's thinking about.
He ain't going to talk about it anyway.
Of course he's not. Of course he's not. He will be a free agent, by the way, after this year. Now, whether Seattle decides to keep him there or he's playing for a different team next year remains to be seen. But it's going to be interesting. What a great young man. I mean, honestly, and still, talking up UTSA and his time there and everything. It's just. Yeah, I wish him the best of luck. I just don't know how much luck I want to wish him because I don't know who I'm going to bet on yet.
Well, I know who I'm betting on, and I'm betting on Riq Woolen getting a ring. I'm not forced.
You are forced to by your wife.
I'm not
If you bet
forced.
on New England, she'd divorce you, man. Are you kidding me?
No, she wouldn't. She might withhold things, but she wouldn't divorce me.
Oh, man.
But I like Seattle anyway. I mean, it's not being forced. I just love the way that team is playing, the way that defense is playing, and quite honestly, Sam Darnold, what a story. And I know you can only play who's in front of you, but when you look at New England's schedule, even in the postseason, the quarterbacks that they played and how poorly those quarterbacks were playing. I mean, C.J. Stroud's playing about as bad as a playoff quarterback could be, and then you get Stidham.
3 top 5 defenses.
Yeah,
they played against.
Yeah, which is, but against no offense. I just look at what Seattle has been able to do and go from there.
Well, and now Drake May got a shoulder issue.
Yeah, apparently
that could be a problem. Or that's just something they're throwing out there. Although I saw the play where he supposedly injured that thing, and he was paying attention to that shoulder. So we'll see if. I guess that's the beauty of having 2 weeks between the championship games and the Super Bowl, so guys can kind of heal up a little bit. Because you want these two teams as much as full strength as you can get them. The best against the best.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Biggest game of the year.
No question. It's going to be fun. And, again, thanks to Riq Woolen for that was the one thing I did want to ask him. When did he drop the tie?
I don't.
I got to ask him that at some point in time. Because it was tie.
It was Tariq.
Well, yeah, but it was T-Y.
Sort of.
And he dropped it.
Yeah.
They don't wear ties in Seattle.
No, they don't, man.
They don't, huh?
No.
All right, Riq Woolen. Good stuff. Let's talk some Spurs basketball because the Spurs.
Ooh, what a win.
What a win last night. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of reasons for it, and I loved the adjustments. If it was Mitch Johnson, I believe it was, and the players, they made some adjustments, and this team looked like the team, well, I certainly hope they would look like all season long. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Got to tell you about the Golf Club of Texas, though. I love the Golf Club of Texas, man. It is fantastic. And eventually the weather is going to be beautiful enough to go play golf. In fact, you ought to get out there today. Today is fantastic. Blue skies, it's going to, I think, up in the high 50s or 60s. It'd be a perfect day to head on out to the Golf Club of Texas, take your sticks out there and play some golf. But get on out there as soon as you can because the weather next week's going to be better and all of that stuff. But even if you can't play golf, if it's too cold to play golf, you don't want to play golf, head on out to the Tin Cup Bar and Grill there at the Golf Club of Texas. Great food, great drinks. They've got any kind of beer that you can imagine. They've got any kind of cocktail that you want to whip up. They can do that for you. It's just a great place to go, and the service is out of this world. And let me tell you something, it's not going to break the bank. No matter what you do out there, it's certainly reasonable, and my goodness, it is good. The Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out for dinner at the Tin Cup, around with your buddies, how about your next tournament out there? Go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars $50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The $50K Big Game Giveaway. Brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Hi,
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you started with Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Miles.
And this is Grant.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic.
Throw some jelly on it, you can throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day.
The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Who knew that it's rodeo time just about here in San Antonio? I did not.
The calendar?
Well, the calendar did, but who knew the Cowboy Breakfast was tomorrow?
I didn't.
Well, I certainly did not either, but that's our poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page.
Hang on. Let me check something. Pledge is saying he knew.
He knew, huh?
He knew. There is nothing. Oh, wait. Cowboy Breakfast.
There it is, right there.
Pledge found out this morning when he put together what's on tap.
Exactly right. Well, apparently, at least 23% of the folks that have voted on our poll on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page knew it was going on. The simple question, are you going to the Cowboy Breakfast tomorrow, yes or no? Right now, the no's have it big time, 77% to 23%. So if you want to go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page and vote on that, we'd appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and hit that thumbs up button while you're in there, too. Will you do that?
Boom. Just did.
All right, good.
All right. The Spurs hit the thumbs up button yesterday. That game last night, first half I was pissed off because it was the same old, same old. Third quarter, all right. And at one point they got it tied at the late in the third, and then of course Houston had that 2-point lead going in the fourth. And then I saw defense that I have not seen from this squad in a long time, and the physical play, the beating that Wemby was taking, but getting up every time. And I don't know about you, but I kind of like the pissed off Wemby that we saw last night.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? Is it not? I mean, seriously, and what I love about what happened last night was a number of things that I love about what happened last night. Number one, the Spurs only took 26 three-point shots.
Yep.
That's it. And in that second half, they were aggressive to the basket. They were playing aggressive defense. They were saying, finally, look, we're tired of guys pushing us around. Houston did that in the first half. They did it. And whatever Mitch Johnson said in the locker room or whoever talked, they said, look, we're tired of this stuff, and we got to play physical basketball to beat teams like that. They came out and did that last night.
And that's what Mitch said afterwards. They matched Houston's physicality.
we know how teams want to play us, and this team plays that way anyway. So we knew this was going to be a game of physicality, and if we didn't match it, we were going to get punked. And we've had enough games now that there's no secret that that's going to be part of the blueprint. And we're more than capable of holding our own in our own way, and we have to continue to do that more of the 48 minutes. And it was just nice to see that we did it enough tonight, especially as the game went on.
Well, I thought it was fantastic. It was a completely different Spurs team from the first half to the second half.
Yep.
Completely different. And they just started doing the things that I think a lot of fans, me included, have been calling for the entire season. Be more aggressive, get to the basket, and play that aggressive, hard-nosed defense.
And again, I know Mitch said they're capable of it. I'm not sure because we haven't seen enough of it. But even Wemby said they had to become much more aggressive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I often talk about how one of my goals, I need to be able to impact the game in different areas, I didn't make it 3 tonight, and I think I shot 0 for 3. And, but it's still impactful. So that's what I need to do every night. And the day I make 8 threes, it's going to be an amazing night.
When you're going on runs like you had in the third, fourth quarter, do you feel like that energizes and brings an extra spark to your team, so to speak?
For sure. I mean, things like that are contagious, and we need to emphasize them. And the opposite is contagious as well, and we need to reduce it, But I think one of the main reasons we won that game is because we, especially in the second half, we were first to hit on every position.
Absolutely. He got to the free throw line 15 times.
Yep.
And I think that's important. And I think Wemby's got to realize that whether he likes the contact or not, he's going to get it. He's going to get contact. And that's just the way people are going to play him.
And he knows that, and they even showed in the broadcast the video of them working on that pregame, getting his arm slapped and whatnot. It was just so weird because when they played in Houston a week ago, the Spurs had the big lead and watched it go away. Well, last night, Houston went up 16, and then they scored 13 whole points in the fourth quarter. They didn't get their first field goal till about halfway through the quarter. But getting in that hole and having to dig out of it, Wemby said that was a key in weathering the early storm and then battling back.
I never really felt like it was a disaster, during the game, even when we were down double digits. It felt like 16, that's double digits, right? So it felt like, we were patient. We didn't try to rush and we didn't overreact because we do need to react, which we did, but often we overreact.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's funny. I just love the way they played last night. I just think they were tired, finally, of getting pushed around, getting bullied, and they said, the heck with it. Let's go out and play basketball and stop settling for three-point jumpers and get to the basket. And that's exactly what they did. And Stephon Castle defensively last night was outstanding. That guy was outstanding last night. Unbelievable.
Well, and again, when you look at and you think about, what all of those guys did last night, but especially defensively in that quarter, and you talk about Castle and how good he was defensively. Quite the compliment from his coach afterwards.
I thought this was, I think he's had more than a few, but this was his first all-NBA defense type performance he's had in a minute. And it was good to see because that's got to be his calling card, and that is his calling card. And just to see him do that against a team like this and the matchups that he had was well received, and we need it all the time.
Yeah, I tell you what, he was a different player in that second half and just came out and was harassing people, and it was great to see. I loved that second half because I'm watching the first half of that game. I'm going, this is a double-digit loss.
Yeah,
it's a double-digit loss. Forget about it and move on. But the way the Spurs responded in that second half, it was impressive and quite frankly refreshing to see.
And again, I think it felt like playoff basketball.
Mm-hmm.
A Spurs-Rockets series will be a lot of fun. And on national TV, one of the few games that the Inside the NBA crew had to work. And it was good to hear those guys talking about the Spurs, but it was one topic that they all kept talking about, and that was the way teams are playing Wemby. Kenny the Jet talking about the way teams are just going to continually try to rough him up.
It's the fact that this team knows that teams come in and regard them as somebody, if they rough them up, they'll be okay.
Soft.
They throw the soft word out there. How do you shed that label?
No, they're talking about
Victor,
trying to rough Victor up. Because you're not roughing up Castle, Joe, Kelvin. You're not roughing those dudes up. So they're talking about the way to kind of negate some of his offensive prowess is to get physical with him. But he's tough-minded. There's a difference between toughness and tough-minded. You can be physical, and Kevin McHale had the greatest line ever. He said he used to play against the Detroit Pistons, and they get physical, and they start fighting, and he says, eventually, we're going to have to play basketball, and I'm going to kick your ass.
Love that from Kevin McHale. That sounds a lot like him. But again, realizing as much as the league has changed into a three-point league, and it has, it's still when crunch time comes, especially as you get into this part of the season, things get more physical, and the Spurs have to learn how to play that way. And last night they showed that they can.
They did, and again, listening to the crew talk last night, we all know what the game plan is for everybody else, and the way Charles Barkley said it, I mean, this really is not on the Spurs. This is coming back on Victor, because Barkley said last night, if you can rough up Vic, then you can beat this Spurs team.
And the thing is, Ernie, that's your only chance against him. If you don't beat him up, you're not tall enough, you're not athletic enough. If you don't physically try to manhandle Victor, you got no chance. Like, you can't physically manhandle Shaq because he's just too big and strong. The only weakness of Victor's game is holding down the post and the physical. He gets frustrated. You see him, he got mad a few times because they were beating the hell out of him. But in fairness to them, that's our only chance. Like I say, you're not tall enough, you're not athletic enough, so if you don't physically manhandle him, there's nothing you can do.
Wemby is learning, and I think last night was a great learning experience for him, just getting to the free throw line. If they're going to beat you up, then make them pay for it at the free throw line, and that's what he did last night. He said he took 3 threes, he missed all 3 of them, and so he wasn't just hanging around the three-point line. And again, the biggest stat for me last night was the Spurs' 26 three-point shots.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they only made 6 of them.
Exactly.
But still, that's manageable. This 50 three-point attempts is ridiculous. And that's just – I know it's a three-point league now, but, man, I tell you what, if you're not making those things, you're going to get beat more often than not. And last night they showed that they can get it done and play basketball a different way, and quite frankly, a way that I wasn't sure they could play.
Well, and again, I kind of go back to the shorter rotation for a deep team. Champagnie only took 3 three-pointers last night. He missed them all because they were playing more inside by design. I mean, think about it. The other night they took 50. Last night, 26. The other night they lost. Last night they won.
Right.
They're not a good enough, consistent three-point shooting team. If they're going in, it's great, and we don't talk about it as much. But when they miss, it's brutal. Now, 17 of 24 from the free throw line, 70%. That'll get you beaten in some games. But that fourth quarter defense, I mean, we'll spend a lot of time talking about threes and 3 points made and 3 points attempted. That defense last night in the fourth quarter, the matchups that Mitch was going to, what you saw from Castle, some of the blocks from Wemby. I mean, that one block late on Durant, and Durant's looking around like, what the hell just happened? You don't see that very often from Kevin Durant, where he looks like, that just happened to me?
Yeah.
Really?
Look, this team could do it. And who was it? Kenny Smith talking about how, Castle and Keldon Johnson, you can't bully those guys. Well, last night, honestly, was the first time I saw that you couldn't do that because they were pushing them around too. And I know they're tough guys and all of that, but the way Castle played defense last night, if he can continue that pace and play that aggressive defense throughout the rest of the season, this team's going to be very difficult to beat.
And again, like I said, Wemby played pissed off last night. And I liked the pissed off Wemby. And he even said afterwards, he hates the Houston Rockets.
I think the Rockets in the league, I think it's a compliment, but people don't like playing against them. You know, it's just the brand of basketball they play. So it's like, I think teams in general don't like playing against them, and we're not an exception.
Yeah, nobody likes playing against them. They're a physical team. Şengün, I think, got hurt last night. I'm not sure exactly how bad that is, but that's going to hurt them if so, because Steven Adams is already done for the year.
Yep.
But look, Wemby, and I think the Spurs are just going to have to start taking that chance with Wemby. I know you don't want to get injured, but they're going to bang with him, and he's just going to have to do it and make his living at the free throw line. And I love what he did last night.
And I don't know. I mean, his frame is his frame, so it's a matter of tolerance. They showed that video before the game of one of the coaches having him balance on one leg and slapping his arm. I don't know what that, I mean, I know what that's doing, but it wasn't slapping him hard enough. But you don't want to hurt him in those situations. I don't know if you put arm sleeves on both of them, because you can tell people are chopping all the time, and they don't care if they foul him. They're chopping because does he have the strength to always hang on to the basketball? Can you get the ball out of his arms if you're chopping in? And then how often, because he does bring the ball low a lot, which allows teams to be able to do that. I know they got to start, working on slapping the arms and those balancing drills and all that, but can we coach them up not to bring the ball down to everybody else's level? I mean, you already have the advantage with your height. Do you always have to bring the ball down to where it can get knocked out of your hands?
I don't know. I mean, if you're going to move and like he does, I think you do have to do that. I don't know. I just like the way he played. He wasn't afraid of the contact last night. He was getting to the free throw line, and I think he can make a living there. I honestly do. And he's a great three-point shooter. I want to say I don't ever want to see him take threes again, because he's going to do that. But inside play like that, in the paint, getting banged, getting to the free throw line, I mean, that was huge last night.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely huge. And that's how I believe he's going to have to play the rest of the season. Spurs can't be afraid of that young man getting hurt. You can't. He's got to play basketball. And however that is best for the team, that's how Victor Wembanyama's got to play. And last night he did just that.
Do you think you saw a team last night that has heard and read about being soft? Because it was Devin Vassell the other day that said we don't want to be known as a soft team.
Yep.
And Mitch very politely talking about we've seen the what did he say, surveys or whatever term he used, like he knows the narrative about this team. They all know, and nobody wants to be known as soft. And hell, it's hard for me to call a pro athlete soft, but that team has been that. They were earning that label. Now, last night was a good step in shedding that label, but can they play like they did last night as the new norm?
That's going to be the test. Last night was a breath of fresh air, as far as I'm concerned. Can they continue to do that? If you get the Charlotte Hornets, which I don't think is a real physical team, at least I don't think that they are. Don't watch Charlotte that much,
Sure.
Truth be told. But they ought to be able to win that game and then come back home and get it done. By the way, Shams Charania has just tweeted this out, and props to Spurs rookie Carter Bryant. He's going to be in the slam dunk contest.
Is he really?
In the All-Star game. He has accepted an invitation to the slam dunk contest, along with Lakers center Jackson Hayes. Both of those guys will be in there. That's coming from Shams Charania. So congrats to Carter Bryant. We'll see how he does.
Well, he'll have a chance to win. You heard about the Matt McClung guy who's won like 3 in a row?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be known as just a dunker. and so he said he wasn't going to go this year, but he's going to release a video after of his new original dunks, whatever that means.
Well, who cares?
Well, I mean, that's what he's known for. But
I get it. But if you're not going to do it in competition, who gives a damn?
Well, I mean, his YouTube money that he'll make if enough people watch it, I suppose.
I'm not watching it, Jason, just so you know.
You're not going to watch it.
I'm not going to watch it.
You're not.
No.
Come on.
Not watching it.
Exactly.
Not
Pledge.
watching it. Why do I want to do that? If you got the stones to put it in video, have the stones to go compete and put it out there. Do your new stuff for the when all the marbles are on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, he's won 3 in a row.
He's a coward.
He's won 3 in a row.
Okay, well, what's wrong with 4 in a row?
I mean,
if you don't want to be known as a dunker, why are you putting out a video?
He's known as a dunker. That's what it is.
Well, what the hell?
You know, he's not an NBA guy. I've always thought it was dumb they let a G leaguer in that thing.
Well, true. Very true. Oh, Mike Vrabel apparently wins Coach of the Year.
What?
Just came down from the Sporting News. I just got an alert.
Uh-huh.
Let me get in there. But it's Vrabel apparently is going to take home the Coach of the Year award, according to the Sporting News. Props to him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Is he the Sporting News Coach of the Year or the official NFL Honors Coach of the Year?
Well, I'm seeing it was the Sporting News that put out the
is it the official coach?
Sporting News Coach of the Year, yes,
right.
Over Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDonald.
Hmm.
So it's not the official one, but it's a precursor to the official one.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Gotcha.
I know you wanted Mike McDonald. I hear you.
Did I?
I don't know who you wanted. Who did you want?
I forget. Who's up for the award? I mean, Vrabel certainly would be in the conversation. McDonald certainly would be in the conversation. I believe when they first announced it, I went with Liam Cohen because that was the most unexpected turnaround of the year.
Uh-huh. Well, he wasn't even in the top 3 in the Sporting News category.
They're wrong.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they probably didn't vote for Bill Belichick to be a Hall of Famer either.
They probably didn't. Still a lot of talk about that, that's for sure. Oh, my goodness. Lots to talk about. We'll get into the Cowboys. Stephen Jones he's at the Senior Bowl. Yeah, he was talking to the media yesterday. We'll get into that. Charles Barkley hates ESPN. I'm convinced of it. I think he hates working for ESPN. I don't know. We'll let you hear what he has to say, and then you can tell us. Here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio's leader in personal injury law, and we have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us to share more.
Number one priority is to let the people know that we are a law firm that's been part of this community for 50 years. Mr. Gomez, he's been a practicing attorney here since 1973. He's born and raised here in San Antonio, done nothing but help out personal injury victims. It's very important that we get that out to the San Antonio community because a lot of these attorneys like to come in here and act like they're from here, but they're all out-of-towners. They don't know what goes on here. If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm. We've been around for almost 50 years. And we're not going anywhere.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-269-3394. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394.
Celebrate the 17th annual Pork Rind Appreciation Day with PorkRinds.com and NFL legend Devin Hester. We're teaming up to support the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund, helping retired players get the medical care they deserve. Want to get in the game? Visit PorkRinds.com to play their Crunch Time Hero game and enter daily to win a trip to the 2027 big game in LA, plus a year's supply of pork rinds. Grab the perfect low-carb snack and be your own Pork Rind Appreciation Day hero today at PorkRinds.com.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs rookie Carter Bryant has accepted an invitation to compete in the slam dunk contest at NBA All-Star Weekend. Congrats to him. Spurs used a big second-half comeback to blow out the Rockets in Houston last night. Wemby led the way for the Spurs, 28 points, 16 rebounds, 5 blocks. Next up for the Spurs, Saturday night in Charlotte against the Hornets.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We're doing it on a Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope it's going good for you, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. Thanks for joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and well, lots going on. And again, congrats to Carter Bryant. I'm looking forward to seeing that young man compete.
Another reason, or a reason, to watch NBA All-Star Saturday night.
The only reason.
We've got some participation.
Exactly. Yeah, hopefully he can he'll have a good showing. But he doesn't have long to prep. He must be working on something. So
Sure.
What do you have to like send in a resume tape or something and then you get an invitation? I don't know.
I think they asked for volunteers and then voluntold.
Yeah, maybe. Well, he accepted the invitation.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you have to do. It seems like all the big stars want nothing to do with it.
No, they don't. And I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. But if you're a young man like Carter Bryant, new to the NBA, you're probably going to have, I want to go hang out at All-Star Weekend, be there and hobnob with all the celebrities and the All-Stars and all that stuff. Yeah, I'd go. I'd do it.
Yeah, great weekend. You get invited to the parties.
Yes, sir.
What it's all about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You got to be pretty comfortable with your job to say things about your job that put your job in a negative light.
Or be Charles Barkley.
Who's very comfortable in his job.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he doesn't give a damn.
He's been bitching a lot about ESPN.
He really has.
This acquisition that they made to get the inside the NBA crew, Charles is taking every opportunity he can to slam the 4-letter network.
Give me a couple of sleeper teams that we're going to go for it that nobody's talking about, because you can make one move, especially in the East, maybe even in the West, and put yourself in the conversation. So what are a couple of sleeper teams?
Look what you did.
They're talking to Shams.
I don't know if you can see me, Chuck.
Shams' camera went kaput.
There you go. We're back.
I would look at, to me, it all starts with Giannis, right? So some of the Giannis teams, and there's teams in both conferences. I would look at Minnesota, Golden State in the West, New York, and Miami. Those are 4 of the strong suitors for Giannis right now on the market. But then beyond Giannis, could there be a team like Toronto? They want a center. Could Domantas Sabonis of the Kings be an option there? There's a level of interest there for them. And then, New York, obviously, what do they do to beef up their situation? And so I would look there as far as Domantas Sabonis, Ja Morant, Giannis, New York, Miami. There's definitely teams.
Uh-oh. Gremlins.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Tell you what, boy, ESPN, pay your bills, man. Pay your bills. I know times are tough.
It was
Chuck, that big ass head.
It was great content while it lasted.
It was, and I love talking to Shams because I love the subtle flexes he had in his thing. He had his Loyola University degree there.
Yeah.
Oh, Shams.
Barkley, though, he's been getting on ESPN quite a bit, and that's another little shot at the 4-letter network.
Mm-hmm. Technical stuff does happen, though.
It does.
We've been there, done that.
Yeah, haven't we?
The internet and technology is great until it doesn't work right. I mean, it's fantastic until it doesn't work right.
Yep.
It's the latest and greatest, and it doesn't always work right. And it sucks when it doesn't work right.
Miserable.
So I get it. And then when you have systems in place that should work, although this system seems dumb. Dan Orlovsky, he was on Unsportsmanlike this morning, and I was actually watching them this morning because Michelle Smallman's going to be on the Blitz next week on Radio Row. And Dan Orlovsky was on, and he comes on, he's trying to put on his headsets, and he was having trouble putting on headsets. And they started to make fun of him a little bit, and he told an incredible story.
So I think I've shared this story before, but there was a story, a moment when I was playing in Detroit. And at this moment, I'm in the process of, we had a couple coaches experience-wise where the coach would call the play into me. I was on the sideline as the backup, and then we would relay the play into the starting quarterback. I don't know why the mechanism was like that.
Yeah.
But we had a moment, honest to God, true story, zero exaggeration, where there was a change of possession, punt, commercial. We come out of the commercial. Play clock is starting. I'm waiting for the play call, and all I hear is the coach, our play caller, our offensive coordinator, fell asleep in the middle of a game and didn't get a call in.
No.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
I mean, I just eventually panicked and called something to. Thankfully, the starting quarterback was a veteran as well. But for all the people who are like, why were you guys bad in Detroit? Yeah,
I can't imagine why
I've
you were
also
winless.
been on the headset when a coach called plays that weren't part of our offense.
What?
Explain.
So he would call a play, and you'd be like, that's not our verbiage. And you would sit there and be like, okay, he was calling plays from his past, offenses that he was a part of in the past.
What happens?
Does it?
Sometimes you get tired.
I mean,
commercials are too damn long.
Everybody's trying to figure out, was it Ted Tollner? Was it Mike Martz? See, I could see Mike Martz calling plays that weren't on his play sheet. And that's the thing, is you've got a play sheet. But I remember Mike Martz telling us a story back in the Alliance of American Football. He was coaching the San Diego Fleet, and his quarterback had told a similar story. He keeps calling plays that we don't have. And Mike was like, well, I know all these different plays. It's like, you get, he was joking. He was like, I know the IHOP menu, and I know the Applebee's menu and the Denny's menu, and sometimes I go into IHOP and order the Grand Slam. They know exactly what I'm talking about, and they bring me that, even though that's not what I ordered. So I could see Mike Martz being the one that called the wrong play. The one that fell asleep, that snored like that, Ted Tollner would be my guess. Orlovsky didn't name him, but he's leaving it up to all of us to figure out.
I would love to know. There's got to be other stories like that. There just has to be. I mean, wouldn't you just like to be able to have a feed where you could hear what's going on?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's never going to happen, but I mean, that would be very cool to have a feed, hear what the coach is telling the quarterback, all of it. And it's just, I would love to hear that.
Well, you can't give away all the secrets until you're done, and everybody is associated is done. You know, it's like the honey badger telling this story about trying to pass a piss test while he was at LSU, and it damn near killed him.
Well, he said somebody recommended they put a little bleach in a Coca-Cola. And he said he drank that thing, and his insides just started to feel like they were going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it damn near killed him. And I mean, I guess at that point in time, you want to pass the test, but I mean, and you'll listen to anything. And I can imagine when I was back in the day, I probably would have done. Oh, yeah, that sounds like it works. Why not?
I mean, you think about all the different things, the stories that you've heard of people trying to pass the test, right? The fake penis that you could take in there that's got somebody else's or just somebody else,
penis.
You've never seen those? Heard those?
So
the Whizzinator.
The Whizzinator.
Wow.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I've heard of the Whizzinator.
Because the guy whose job it is to stand and watch you fill the cup.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like, hey man, can you just go in there and fill? They watch you. So you've got the fake and you let that one drain out, right? I mean, they don't watch that closely.
Apparently not. No. Interesting.
Ontario Smith, Vikings running back.
That's he's one that's. I think a lot of people have probably done that.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
He was the one that got busted for.
Yeah, because there was something happened. What happened? I'm trying to remember the story. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think his shorts were a little too loose to hold the Whizzinator in, and kind of landed on the floor. He got busted.
Wow. That would suck. Man. Well, I mean, some of these guys, you know, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? I mean, seriously.
Well, it cost Bill O'Brien with that theory, or Bill Belichick getting into Hall of Fame. Probably Bill O'Brien as well.
Yeah.
Who knows? One other one here on the headline blitz. Kendall Jenner with quite the flex on with Jimmy Fallon last night. She had to FaceTime phone a friend. Now, she's doing some commercials for a sports book. So, and while this feels very planned, still quite the flex for one Kendall Jenner.
Can I phone a friend? I brought my phone if I can phone a friend.
Sure. You're going to ask me? You can phone a friend, sure.
I mean, okay.
Okay. I was going to give you my input, but guess it doesn't matter.
We can get yours after I
Yes.
talk to my friend.
Okay.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What you up to?
Not much. I'm just here with Jimmy
Hi, Tom.
and some friends.
Tom Brady. She FaceTimes him.
Dude, that's Tom Brady. Come on, what is going on? Oh, let me see. Hey, yo.
Sorry to do this to you.
Sorry to do this. Hi, Tom. How are you, bud? Nice to see you.
I haven't seen you in a long time, man.
Hey, you look good, pal. So wait, Kendall has a question for you.
So basically, I am trying to figure out who I want to go for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I am an information person. I feel like I need all the information I can get to make a educated decision. And I was thinking you're the perfect person to ask for that information.
I am.
All right, Tom, give us some scoop. Who's going to win?
Oh, God. Wait a minute. We got 2 weeks to prepare for this. Who's going to win? I don't know. Look, I think this Seattle defense, they're like all time. They can get pressure with 4. It lets them drop 7 guys into coverage. They can cover all day long. 6 different guys hit over 20 miles per hour at some point during the year. And you guys know Nick Eamon-Worry, right, Kendall?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, he played a huge part in Seahawks ending up as the #1 overall defensive DVOA. You guys track DVOA, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, all the time. I'm a nut for that stuff.
Right.
In New England, it's all about, what a story. Mike Vrabel, you guys ever partied with Rabes, Kendall?
All the time, Rave.
Oh my God, Rabes? Are you kidding me? That dude is like party's the best.
Yeah, great dude. Anyway, they led the league with an 8.9 yards per attempt. I've always said it's one of the most efficient ways to identify the league's offensive schemes. So.
Understood. I feel like this is really, really, really helpful. I am going to process all this information, but I really appreciate the phone call.
Tom Brady, everybody.
Yeah.
That's my man. You're doing a great job, buddy. You're doing a great job. Good
Brady was great on that.
He was fantastic. I don't know if this is set up or not, but can you imagine you're in your car and, Kendall Jenner. It's Friday night.
He's 48.
Who cares?
And the GOAT.
Exactly.
On and off the field.
Kendall Jenner calling you, honey.
FaceTiming.
Yeah.
Yeah, FaceTiming. And Tom answered because it was
either
set up or because it was, this story gets even crazier because that happens. And she used to date Devin Booker with the Phoenix Suns.
Uh-huh.
And again, she's doing commercials for a sports book. Devin commented on her post, I bet $1 million the Seahawks get that ring before you do, which is funny. She's taking the Patriots, apparently, and then they're going back and forth. So they're not dating anymore, but obviously still flirting. Kendall said, how's your ankle? Because he just sprained his ankle. And his response, come rub it.
That'd probably do it well. Or at least he'd forget about it.
Exactly.
Move on to something else.
It all starts with a back rub.
Oh, my goodness. And you know that Kendall Jenner's like a bazillionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, the woman is very smart.
Mm-hmm.
She's a business. Although I have a pretty good rub. Ain't rubbing Devin Booker's ankle, though.
What about Kendall's?
Well.
Why did you start that with, I'm not rubbing his
ankle? Yeah.
Ankle doesn't begin with an
Well,
sound.
it might.
Well, I don't know why that's a thing.
Foot fetish. Maybe he was thinking his toes.
Joe's toes. Put them in my mouth.
Eject.
Please, let's get the hell out of here, can we? Joe's toes.
Stop, Pledge.
Yummy. Joe's toes. Yummy. I could shoot the finger at you out up here with my toes. Have you seen that trick? Just wondering. Don't know if you have or not. I'd rather see Don Harris shirtless. I know you would, Minix.
It killed the mood.
Have you heard that Bill Belichick's not in the Hall of Fame?
What?
He's not getting in the first ballot?
Is this breaking news?
Apparently it is.
Holy cow.
Everybody's still talking about it, including one J.J. Watt. I wonder what he has to say about it. We'll hear from J.J. coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars $50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The $50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start February 11th. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2026. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio.
Hey, got that big game coming up. What, about 12 days, maybe 13, something like that. Anyway, it's a week from Sunday, and you can win big if you just make the right prediction. It's San Antonio Sports Star's $50K big game giveaway. All you have to do is predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. $50K big game giveaway brought to you by Dietz Tractor. You can score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, I'm curious what the odds would have been if you were to put money on Bill Belichick being snubbed by the Hall of Fame on first ballot.
A lot of people would have lost their shirts.
Absolutely. And to this point, one guy has said, yep, I did not vote for Bill. But his reasoning is actually logical. And to a degree, but it shows the flawed system that the Hall of Fame voters have to choose from. He didn't vote against Bill Belichick. He voted for 3 players on the senior ballot who are running out of time. And there's 5 that you get to choose from. You vote for 3. And by all accounts, he was thinking everybody else was going to vote for Bill, so he was trying to get those senior players in. And talking to John McClain yesterday, there are voters that want to see players get in over coaches. The fact that only one coach can get in and they're lumped in with senior players, what this is really showing and what you're hearing from the voters and others is the system they have is flawed, that needs to be fixed. Not that they can go back and right this wrong. And even if they could, if you're Bill Belichick, do you feel any better about it? Oh man, no. You were told you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
That's exactly what we were told. And I guess I understand guys running out of time, but come on. I mean, at some point in time, you got to say, well, guys, I'm sorry, but Belichick's on the ballot. I can't not put in a vote for this guy with all he's got on his resume and you can spin it any way you want to. It's just dumb. And as John McClain said yesterday, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for him. It's embarrassing for Shireen and everybody else that votes on the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And it just doesn't make any sense. And look, everything that Belichick has accomplished just screams first ballot Hall of Fame. And the fact that he's not just completely diminishes everything that the Pro Football Hall of Fame does, in my eyes.
And one of the things that I find interesting, because I am on the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame voting committee, the selection committee. You know, there are a lot of voters, and then the committee picks the group. And there's a couple of us in there that really fight hard and argue hard for some of the older guys that are running out of time, because every year there are new people that come in and people that are worthy that just slide further down the list, because every Hall of Fame wants a limited class size, and that makes it tough. The question, are you a Hall of Famer or are you not? And if you are, then, all right, you go into this category. So I could see where there are people like this guy from Kansas City who didn't vote against Bill. He just didn't vote for Bill because he also thought that everybody else would. But the way the voters are, and they changed this rule not long ago because of leaks from within the committee, that the voters leave the room and they have no idea who actually is getting in or not. I got to believe that when that meeting was ending, if they were to said, hey, you know what, guys? Belichick doesn't have 40 votes. Somebody would have said, well, I need to change mine then. I do believe if that committee would have known when they ended that meeting that Belichick was not going to get in, that they would have that would have extended the meeting for a little while longer, while they would have said, all right, we got to rethink this. And when the Hall of Fame tallies everything up, could they not have gone back to the voters and said, hey, are we sure this is how we want it to go?
It's against the bylaws to do that.
But again, does there need to be a change in the bylaws? And what I find interesting is seemingly voters that have talked about making their votes known, some are for it. Like Shireen Williams tweeted, I have no problem telling you who I voted for. John McClain indicated yesterday on the show that he likes not having to reveal who he voted for or did not vote for.
I don't know if you can get them all to agree or not. My only question with the Kansas City guy, if that's truly what he was trying to do, if he's the only vote, according to him, if that's what he's thinking, everybody else is going to vote for Belichick, for the guy whoever he voted for instead, guy's not going to get in anyway. So, I mean, the logic there just makes absolutely no sense.
There are people with their agendas, and that's what they are, or their beliefs, because I do believe people that have, if you're one of the 50, you take that seriously. But there are some that are more pro player. And if you get 3, you're voting for 3. Maybe my vote is the difference between this player getting in and not getting in, because if everybody has Bill on their ballot, or 45 have Bill on their ballot, then maybe this particular player, my vote will be enough to get in there, because that's leaving 2. And again, I can at least understand the guy's logic behind what he did, even if I completely disagree with it. And I appreciate the balls that he showed by putting it out there and explaining himself. It wasn't, I'm holding him accountable and making him wait a year because of Spygate and Deflategate. If that's true. If his column is honest. But I appreciate that. If he would have come out and said, yep, he cheated, cardinal sin, my ballot was going to make him wait a year, and clearly I'm not alone. At least 11 other people felt the same way. Right?
Well, and again, and now there's egg on the face of the committee.
Yep.
So congratulations, you did that. And I can't wait to see that ceremony on Thursday, in all honesty. I mean, it's just going to be, the whole thing is going to have a cloud over it. I mean, it really, truly is. And it's unfortunate for everybody else that is going to be inducted into that Hall of Fame. And whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't make any difference because, again, I'm not a Bill Belichick fan. but his resume screams first ballot Hall of Fame, and the fact that he's not going to be going in, I think, diminishes everybody else. I mean, can you imagine standing up there and you're one of those senior guys or one that got in because those other guys, you're like, sorry, Bill.
Dude has more rings, man. I saw a tweet earlier. Was it Gregory Scott tagged me in a tweet from Evan Cohen? Imagine how many Super Bowls Brady would have won if he had played for a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, although I will say this Hall of Fame snub has done for more for Bill Belichick in the last year than anything he or his girlfriend have done, because people are talking about the greatness that is Bill Belichick as opposed to this disastrous year with North Carolina football and his girlfriend Jordan.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're Jerry Jones, any publicity is good publicity. Bill Belichick's been talked more about over the last year or so, just because of, and it's not always been flattering, but he's been talked about quite a bit. I'm just curious what you think about them. Look at our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. There's several people on here that are saying that it's going way overboard with the outrage over Bill Belichick. And the only reason I say that it is, and you can feel however you want. If that's how you feel, I get it. But my goodness, there is nobody with a resume like Bill Belichick. Nobody. There is no one else out there that has 8 rings. To my knowledge, am I missing somebody? I don't think so. So how in the world do you not get a little bit outraged by the fact that they don't vote this man in first ballot Hall of Fame? It's to me is ludicrous. It's like a clown show.
Well, it's Jimmy Johnson and his outrage, saying he's going to boycott. Even J.J. Watt yesterday on Pat McAfee said there's only a couple people that are for sure first ballot guys, and Belichick should have been one.
There are literally like 2-3 people in history that are absolute no-brainer locks whatsoever, Bill and Tom being 2 of those. And I saw something where one of the voters was like, why should the votes be released? What are you going to do? Because you shouldn't have a vote. If you have Bill Belichick not making the NFL, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you should not have a vote for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The guy has 8 Super Bowl titles. There's only been 59 of them. He's got 8 rings from 59. Like, what are you doing? What qualifications do you want? How do you tell the story of the NFL without Bill Belichick? Yeah, if you didn't have him on your ballot, and I get this whole like, well, there was 3 spots and you can only put like, I don't care. If there's only 3 spots, Bill Belichick is spot number 1, point blank, period. You figure out who fits in the other 2. No other matter should happen. He is in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, no matter what. The guy beat me left, right, and center multiple times. I should have every reason to hate him. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer without question. It's stupid.
I totally agree. It's stupid.
And think about what J.J. Watt said there. Can you tell the story of the NFL without Bill Belichick? And the answer is no.
Absolutely not.
The answer is no. That's one of the reasons why Jerry Jones got in a couple of years ago as a contributor. You cannot tell the story of the NFL without Jerry Jones. Robert Kraft is the same way. Although I do believe Robert Kraft, if he gets in on this one, this isn't his first time being eligible and being discussed. He's been on the ballot before. But it'll be interesting to see how the Hall of Fame adjusts after this. Jimmy Johnson saying, I had a plane chartered ready to go. I'm canceling it. Park the plane. I ain't going. And he's encouraging all the coaches not to go to stand up for Bill Belichick's absence. And this class, which I hope the hell includes Darren Woodson, and if not, I hope I see that same kind of outrage from Jimmy Johnson. But when you look at it, this class is gonna be tarnished a little bit, because there's going to be somebody up there, and you're going to say, you're here because instead of Bill? That's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's wrong.
And I feel sorry for that person. I really do, and that's what I mean. When this is announced on Thursday night, there's a damper over the whole thing, and it's unfortunate that this is the case. And whatever the reason is that these people that voted didn't vote for Bill Belichick, whatever they give, to me is just not good enough. It's just not, because I mean, it just shows you're ignorant in my mind. You're just plain ignorant. Voting for anybody other than Belichick is just, in my mind, ignorant, and I don't know how you do it. Even if you love the other people that are up there, you got to say, how can I not vote for Bill Belichick? And obviously these people felt a different way, but to me it's just malpractice and unfortunate for the people that will be up there, Hall of Fame game, Hall of Fame weekend, giving their speeches, and there's still going to be a cloud over the entire thing. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I feel better, though.
Do you?
I absolutely.
Get that off your chest?
Yeah. Did I mention I'm not a Belichick fan? Yeah, if it wasn't for Tom Brady, he wouldn't have, 6 of those rings?
I was the guy. I was the Turk. I was Bad News Billy.
And he got bad news.
I had somebody tell me this morning at the gym that are they going to hold Brady accountable too?
Well, I mean,
he had Deflategate.
It becomes part of the thought process now.
I just wonder if everybody that is outraged over the outrage for Bill Belichick, what if Brady doesn't get in? I mean, Tom Brady's first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Maybe not.
You know, it's interesting because they have made it so much more difficult for first ballot guys to get in. It's odd. But, yes, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, without a doubt. And there shouldn't be any doubt about it. It's just the whole thing's ridiculous. Let's talk some Spurs basketball. So good news for the Spurs. Not only a big win last night in Houston, coming from 16 behind and playing basketball the way I like it.
Oh, boy.
I love the way they played. Plus, Carter Bryant's going to get to show off his hops at the NBA All-Star Game. We're talking about it. We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know me, you listen to this show enough, you know the Rue Pub is my go-to spot. No better place to watch any big game, any big event than the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. And when you get into the Rue Pub, go hungry. You know the food is fantastic. They have the biggest and best wings in town. I love the fried shrimp. About 15 different burgers on the menu. The chicken sandwiches are great. The hot dogs, the appetizers. Pledge tells me the salads there are spectacular. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tomorrow on the Morning Huddle, A.J. returns. We are just a couple of days away from Super Bowl week. Big pro football weekend, but college football rules today. And how the Spurs head towards Charlotte. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What's wrong, Cupid?
Lost my mojo. These arrows just don't work like they used to. The facts are people fall in love thanks to Connecticut, not poor old Cupid.
You don't say.
Oh, absolutely. Look over there. She's got silky smooth hair thanks to a Connecticut water softener. He's got softer skin and cleaner clothes, and now they're all lovey-dovey. Makes me sick.
Don't feel bad, Cupid. You still have your bow and arrow.
I know a Connecticut runs on kinetic energy like my bow and arrow. There's no computer to break. A Connecticut has it all.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country.
You know, you're right. I love my Connecticut, too. My diaper has never looked so white. And my wings, oh, I look good.
Cupid, you can always come to work for me, but you're going to have to wear pants.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in Silicon Valley. And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb Owl. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from the Bay Area, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
That's going back in the day. Wow, Pledge going way back in the Wayback Machine for that kind of music.
Found something on your playlist,
That's
huh?
Absolutely. That's good. You know, we got a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Are you going to the Cowboy Breakfast tomorrow morning? And the no's have it. 81% say absolutely not. 19% say yes. But, Jason, that's not the story there. All these comments on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, all the other places that having their own version of the Cowboy Breakfast. So I don't know if this poll is skewed by that, or they're not going to that one, but maybe they're going to another one.
I think if you're going to any sort of anything that has Cowboy Breakfast related, you answered yes.
Well, not many people, 19%. Now, it's not official yet. There's only 75 votes on there. We got to get over 100. So wake the kids and phone the neighbors and have them vote.
Damn near official.
Well, I mean,
and if you're going to a different place,
insurmountable.
Put in the comments where you're going, because, quite frankly, I think we all kind of got out of the habit when it kind of broke off. Was it right before COVID or during COVID?
I think.
And then it wasn't, and then it is again, but it's at the Freeman or Frost Bank Center. I don't know. It just kind of felt like it ran its course, and then some bars were like, well, this is dumb. It's a tradition that shouldn't go away. So they started doing their own, and a lot of other places are doing that. Could be a little bit more fun, if you know what I mean. Scenery could be a little bit better, if you know what I mean.
Could very well be, depending on where it is. And if it's at a place like, I don't know, Thirsty Horse, or somebody mentioned PT's.
PT's is doing one?
Well, that's according to, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just saying that apparently they do.
I would imagine that most, if not all, the strip clubs would be doing something.
I would think they would. Why not?
Sure.
Yeehaw!
I would imagine the Palace would
Palace.
be well, and it's kind of close on the way to the station. So, I mean, for work research, I might have to stop by the Palace.
You're going to stop by the Palace tomorrow?
Yes. To make sure that the chaps are still assless.
Well, maybe we should call them.
Why would we call them?
Well, and make sure they're having a cowboy breakfast.
Don't you think we should just stop by?
But what if the doors are locked?
They're not going to be locked.
Then we're screwed.
How early are you going to go?
Well, how early? If it's a breakfast, typically you go during breakfast hours.
Well, let's call it brunch and go at 11. I mean, we come to work at noon.
For a $3 steak.
I mean, dude, when we had a program director, back when KTFM was hip-hop music and the demo was 18 to 34, the program director, guy named Mark, he would say, hey, let's go do some research. And that was cue for... We're going to the strip club on the company credit card for lunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did that include a dance or two?
I have no idea.
You didn't go?
I have no idea what the research entailed.
You weren't part of the party?
I'm not going to confirm or deny, and neither will pledge.
Well, then that means you were.
What?
If you're not confirming or denying, then you're confirming.
Well, did I go?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
maybe.
you did.
Sure.
Of course you did.
Well, I got to do research, too. They're sports fans.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. And people that, I guess they stopped. I mean, All-Stars closed. Yeah, and it's been closed, what, 2 years now? A year and a half? I don't know how long, a long time. But, I mean, does that mean business was bad? I don't know. I didn't think strip clubs' business were ever bad.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Well, who knows?
Well, although, rub it.
What?
Come rub it. Stop, Blitz.
Damn it. Do that again?
No. Come rub it.
Dude, I was just trying to think of ankle. The gutter mentality around here is unbelievable.
What do you mean?
Well, you guys, you're like 5-year-olds.
We are?
Yes. Both
I like
of you
to
guys.
pull it in and out.
How about them Spurs?
How about
them Spurs?
Dude, let me tell you something. Watching that game last night, I went from down in the dumps in the first half to extremely encouraged in the second half. And it was great to see the Spurs remembered how to play basketball. It wasn't a three-point shooting contest for your San Antonio Spurs last night. Only 26 threes in that game last night for San Antonio. They only hit 6 of them. So maybe they did it because they just weren't hitting anything. But they started going to the basket. And Wemby, 15 shots from the charity stripe.
Again, they were getting blown out, down 16. They were down 2 to start the fourth. Got the game tied up late third. And then dominated the fourth. And you had a pissed-off Wemby. The approach, especially by Vic, completely different than what we saw a week ago when they played in Houston.
I mean, activity, physicality, pace. This is the game. And this, for me, I mean, this comes with physical preparation. Obviously, I mean, not trying to find excuses or whatever, but like right now, we had 2 days off before, so it helps, but we always need to channel that from us at any game. And me personally, I'm trying to work in the summer so I can have more games like this, It's almost like today I felt like it was the first game of the season. Like I was in like first game of the season shape, you know what I mean? Just because we had one game in 5 previous days.
That's outstanding. And he played like that too. It was he was a different guy. And I don't know if it was a Mitch Johnson speech at halftime. I don't know if it was Wemby said something or the players. And I really don't care. The fact that they were aggressive, they played defense, especially Stephon Castle. But it was just a different, almost very reminiscent of, early 2000s Spurs in a way.
You know, there's a guy that used to coach here named Pop.
Yes.
As Mitch said last night, they brought the nasty.
We know how teams want to play us, and this team plays that way anyway. So we knew this was going to be a game of physicality, and if we didn't match it, we were going to get punked. And we've had enough games now that there's no secret that that's going to be part of the blueprint. And we're more than capable of holding our own in our own way, and we have to continue to do that more of the 48 minutes. And it was just nice to see that we did it enough tonight, especially as the game went on.
Absolutely, and especially against a team like Houston. I mean, you've got to match their physicality because they're going to play you that way. When they play Minnesota again this year, Minnesota likes to play that physical basketball. Denver likes to play that style of basketball as well. And the Spurs have to adjust their game to how teams are playing them. And last night they did. And I tell you what, it was refreshing to see it.
Well, and again, we'll talk a lot about what they did offensively. The defense was insane last night in that fourth quarter. And the compliment that Mitch Johnson gave Steph Castle after the game is probably the highest you could give.
I thought this was, I think he's had more than a few, but this was his first all NBA defense type performance he's had in a minute. And it was good to see because that's got to be his calling card, and that is his calling card. And just to see him do that against a team like this and the matchups that he had was well received, and we need it all the time.
Dude, Castle was a pest. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. He was just a pest. He was aggressive. He was in guys' faces, and I mean, he was just doing everything that he could to the defense he played was spectacular.
It was. I mean, it just all the way around, led by him, and the way he was, going from player to player, including Kevin Durant. And the way Castle was playing Durant, and then that block that Wemby had on Durant, and Katie was looking around saying, you know who I am? You can't do that to me. That doesn't happen to me. That was impressive. And you think about a week ago, they had a big lead and blew it to the same Houston Rockets team. And it was embarrassing. And all the soft talk. And clearly, they have heard the soft talk. Devin Vassell said the other day, nobody wants to be known as soft. And last night, you saw they were different. And we had a pissed-off Wemby, who admitted after the game he hates the Houston Rockets.
I think the Rockets in the league, I think it's a compliment, but people don't like playing against them. It's just the brand of basketball they play. So it's like, I think teams in general don't like playing against them, and we're not an exception.
Nobody likes playing against them, that's for sure, including the Spurs. It's a natural rivalry for the Spurs.
Yep.
The Rockets. It really is. And I was just happy to see that because that game, honestly, had the Spurs come out in the second half, played the same way they did in the first, this game is a 20-point blowout for the Houston.
Yep.
But the fact that they came out and changed completely everything they were doing, to me, is encouraging. Now, I want to see some consistency with what they're doing, and they can adjust to teams and how they're being played. But man, if they can change on a dime the way they did last night, the hope for this team making a deep playoff run certainly went way up in my book.
Well, they've shown us that they can do it. They have the ability to match a team's physical play, and everybody is going to play them physical. That's the scouting report on the Spurs. Bully them, and they will wilt. Last night they showed, you know what, they can fight back. They will fight back. And when they do, they're pretty damn good at doing it. Can they do that night in and night out? Can Wemby's body withstand that, though, in a tough 7-game playoff series, multiple playoff series in a row?
That's a good question.
I mean, his frame is his frame. Because, let's be honest, it's Wemby that everybody's going to attack. Can he withstand that? And, not everybody on the team is soft, but it starts with Wemby. And his frame is what it is. Can he withstand it, or what can the Spurs do to be able to continue to battle back? Like I said, pissed off Wemby last night was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it really was.
Can you get that night in and night out?
Well, let's hope so. And look, if you want to be a championship team, you got to have some of that fire in you and be pissed off a little bit. But as good as Wemby was last night, Steph Castle, to me, was the guy. I mean, it started everything. And the defense that he played, And then Wemby, obviously the beneficiary of the free throw line and getting inside, the dunks. I mean, all of that was outstanding. But Steph Castle, to me, was the star of the show last night defensively because, look, I love watching the Spurs team play defense. That's what their culture is. Their identity has always been as long as I've been covering them. And I'd like to see them get back to that. And Steph Castle, I think, bought into that last night, without a doubt.
And 16 points on 7 of 12 shooting. I mean, solid all the way around, not to mention 6 assists. De'Aaron Fox with 8 assists. And of course, when you're shooting 53%, almost 54, those assist numbers are going to go up. That was impressive last night by the San Antonio Spurs.
Without a doubt, and only 26 three-point shots. That, to me, was impressive as well. This 50 number is ridiculous. 50 three-pointers. Come on. Stop it. All right, lots to talk about still. I tell you what, I love this time of year. It's fantastic. By the way, the Blitz will be in, San Francisco next week, beginning Monday. The Morning Huddle will be there as well with all the great interviews and behind-the-scenes stuff and all of that good stuff. So big plans to join us again. The big game in Silicon Valley. They still call it Silicon Valley? I'm not sure either.
I'm not sure.
We are the only local station, though, that's going to be there, bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. It's all brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Live from Radio Row, insider interviews, breaking stories, pregame excitement leading up to the big game from the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access. Again, our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage brought to you in part by Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, your front seat to the backstage action. Live from the Bay Area right here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening a second location for my coffee shop this year?
I smell trouble brewing.
I needed to print new menus, loyalty cards, window signage, so I went to Staples.
That'll cost you a latte. Get it?
Actually, I saved $100 on my print order, and everything looks amazing.
Well, grind my beans and call me impressed.
Staples made it easy.
If your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Congratulations to San Antonio Spurs rookie Carter Bryant. He has accepted an invitation to compete in the Slam Dunk Contest at NBA All-Star Weekend. Other Spurs news, forward Jeremy Sohan was given permission to find a trade partner. Now we know who is in the mix for the former 9th overall pick. The Bulls, the Hornets, the Knicks, the Lakers, and the Suns, all among the teams with interest.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, happy Thursday, everybody. Hope it's a great Thursday wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and however you are doing it. We really appreciate you stopping by here and hanging out with us on this Thursday afternoon. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. That young man over there is Jason Minix.
And I'm about to put one on a tee for Mr. Android lover, Joe Reinagel.
Uh-oh.
My iPhone just did this update the other day, and it sucks. And now I'm getting all these no SIM available things, and so I'm Googling how to fix it. And the one of the things that it says, if you recently did the update, you're screwed.
Really?
Well, it doesn't quite say that, but it might as well say that.
I thought those were supposed to be good things, the updates.
Well, now it wants to do another. It's what it told me. Hey, we got to do an update to fix bugs and add something else.
Sure.
And then it's like, all right, well, do it later. Because I always update when it wants you to do an update. Do it later. No SIM available. You can't. Well, what the hell does that mean?
So your SIM card is screwing up? Is that what's going on?
I guess it says, because I can't be the only one dealing with this, restart your phone.
Yeah, did you do that?
Well, I just did. Toggle airplane mode, turn off for 10 seconds to refresh connections. Or maybe you've got something wrong with your SIM card.
Well, Apple sucks first and foremost, but other than that, what does it mean to toggle airplane mode?
turn it on and
Turn
off.
it on off.
Toggle?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Is that
I
a fancy
suppose.
toggle?
If
Yes.
you recently updated to iOS 16.5 or later, some users have found that switching from a physical SIM to an eSIM resolves recurring no-SIM errors. What the hell is eSIM? I don't even know what that means.
Nobody knows what that is.
I don't know.
Toggle it. I'm going to have to toggle my mic on and off from now on.
Can you do that in public?
Let's toggle.
Shouldn't toggle on camera.
Well,
toggle.
I'm thinking, all right, well, it might be, it's close to time to get a new phone. My wife recently, hers just completely pooped the bed, so she went and got a new one. But we're leaving for San Francisco on Sunday. I don't want to go get a new phone now.
Oh, they have, that's the home of Apple, or used to be, right?
Well, I mean, it's Silicon Valley. I keep hearing it on the promos.
I do too.
Right?
The hell? I thought all those high-tech places were leaving San Francisco.
They're in Austin, aren't they?
Well, or somewhere, yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
It's still Silicon Valley.
Well, go up there and toggle them.
I don't know.
All right. I've never heard that. That's on and off. Who invented toggle as a new word for on and off?
You didn't know it was always it's always been toggle.
No,
It's
I've
not
never
new.
heard that. I just prefer, hey, turn it on and off. Nobody's ever said, hey, Joe, toggle your iPhone.
Well, you don't have an
What?
iPhone.
Toggle your Samsung. Toggle the light, Joe. Hey, honey, when you go to bed, can you toggle the light?
Well, that could mean all kinds of
Well, I'm
things.
just saying, who the hell says that?
I don't know.
Nobody says that.
Geeks that put this stuff together.
Well, see, and I love you. I mean, like, Pledge is like, you didn't know that? Yeah, how stupid are you? I'm like, toggle? Who the hell's a toggle?
Well, I mean, it is kind of. All right, Ken apparently has an eSIM card. What's up, Ken?
Toggle it, Ken.
Yeah, I went from AT&T to consumer, and they downloaded the eSIMs card into my phone, and I took out the AT&T physical SIMs card, and it works okay.
All right.
So anytime you go to somebody else, they can just do. You don't have to try to unlock. That's how you unlock. I guess that's how you unlock the phone.
Hey, Ken, I'm just curious, buddy. I'm just curious, and I know you, so I know I can say this. Isn't consumer cellular for old people?
Dude, I'm going to file for my Social Security in 2 months.
Apple Help Desk. eSIM.
Well, that's Daddy.
Well, and that's the other part. Put another app on your phone, because it also says due to the update, I've got to clear out some storage. Which
Dude, go screw Apple. Go get yourself a Samsung. It's clearly more high tech than an Apple. Anybody's got an Apple, it's like bah, bah. It's a bunch of damn sheep running around.
Yeah, I was Android for a long time, and I went Apple, and I'm good.
I went Apple.
So get a new phone.
Once you go Apple, you can't go back.
Would you get a new phone right before you were leaving somewhere?
Yes.
Yes. To make sure I don't have any issues once I get to where I know I'm going and am going to need.
You got
said
all day
phone.
tomorrow and all day Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
So you need to just take care of it.
And again, I probably, let's see, is she listening? Probably not. Just, I know that most of them, they transfer over and everything's there.
Uh-huh.
But my wife is going through hell with somewhere. Like, what's my password for this? What's my password with that? Because she doesn't have the password keychain or whatever it's called. See, I don't know. And I just hate messing with it. I do. I just want it to work the way it's supposed to.
Well, dude, if you're going to be in Silicon Valley, and it's not going to work, and then you're screwed. Go get a new phone, Minix.
Do you have Google Chrome?
Maybe.
Do you use
Toggle it.
Google Chrome for things?
I use what's this little button down here? I have no idea. It's got the green and the red and the
Yes,
yellow. Is that
that's Chrome.
Yeah, I use Chrome.
Your passwords are likely saved in there. You can find every password in there.
Sure.
I'll be good.
You know when they suggest a password and it's nothing but just scribble?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's scribble.
It's like number sign.
I'll never
question
remember
mark,
that. I
and-
hope you do.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Phone, yes.
Exactly. I'll never remember that.
I know it.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk to John Riggins next week?
Of course we do. Now, a lot of you youngsters may not remember John Riggins, but probably one of the toughest guys to ever play in the National Football League.
A couple Redskin fans listening to this show right now saying, yeah, book 'em.
Yes. John
Riggins. Running back that ran behind that hog offensive line.
Dude, can you imagine that? I would have hated to have been a defensive back, and you're staring down John Riggins running at you. I'd have just said, go ahead, Mr. Riggins.
Yep.
44, right?
There's the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that guy was a monster, an absolute monster. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Be awesome. Lots of good interviews coming up for you next week at Super Bowl Radio Row. So
all right, Redskin fans.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Tuesday at 4 San Antonio time, 2 p.m. in San Francisco. John Riggins.
4 o'clock on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. That's awesome.
Yep.
Can't believe Joe gave his password out on air.
What, toggle?
No. Scribble.
Oh, yada, blah, 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 blah. That's it right there.
This is that voice recognition that he uses for his passwords.
You know, I can't use the password, so now I'm doing the thumb thing. I mean, you know, because a lot of places now you can go and instead of using the password, you just use your thumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hell of a lot easier to remember that than it is the scribble.
Yeah, but then when you're dead, people are going to be able to get into your phone before they take you away.
Well, when I'm dead, who gives a damn?
Well, I'm just saying.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying.
I have no problem with that. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Big game. We've been talking about Silicon Valley. Oh, my goodness. Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
New England Patriots. One of the stars of that big game is a guy that used to play at UTSA. In fact, he was pretty good. Went by Tyreek then. Now, it's just Riq Woolen. We're going to hear from him when we return here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in Silicon Valley. And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all of the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action live from the Bay Area is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
And gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What's wrong, Cupid?
Lost my mojo. These arrows just don't work like they used to. The facts are people fall in love thanks to Connecticut, not poor old Cupid.
You don't say.
Oh, absolutely. Look over there. She's got silky smooth hair thanks to a Connecticut water softener. He's got softer skin and cleaner clothes, and now they're all lovey-dovey. Makes me sick.
Don't feel bad, Cupid. You still have your bow and arrow.
I know a Connecticut runs on kinetic energy like my bow and arrow. There's no computer to break. A Connecticut has it all.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country.
You know, you're right. I love my Connecticut too. My diaper has never looked so white. And my wings, oh, I look good.
Cupid, you can always come to work for me, but you're going to have to wear pants.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Start the year in dry at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. All Silverado 1500s get 1.9% financing plus an additional $1,250 trade-in rebate. Or buy a new Colorado for only $28,999. And the affordable Trax is only $346 a month with 0 down. Plus, all heavy duties have 5.9% financing for 84 months. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Talk about stepping up! Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-269-3394. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tomorrow on the Morning Huddle, A.J. returns. We are just a couple of days away from Super Bowl week. Big pro football weekend, but college football rules today. And how the Spurs head towards Charlotte. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And, of course, we're getting close to that big game out in Santa Clara. The Super Bowl, the Seahawks and the New England Patriots will go head-to-head. This is the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
And joining us now here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, former UTSA Roadrunner, now Seattle Seahawk and Super Bowl bound. Riq Woolen joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Riq, man, appreciate you taking the time. How's your day?
So my day been pretty good. Just got done walk through and now I'm on lunch break, so it's been good.
Now, Riq, what do you guys do on this this kind of a dead week? I guess for fans it certainly is, but for you guys, what are you working on?
For us, it's kind of new just because it's the Super Bowl, so it's it's much more than just Seahawks now. It's the NFL, and they got to do their part. So it's a lot more meetings, a lot more media and stuff like that. But it still feels like the same routine though. As in practices and meetings and, putting in time towards the game.
How do you handle the 2 weeks? Because you just said routine, but there can be nothing routine about what this week is like or what next week is going to be like. But having 2 weeks between games, How is the coaching staff trying to keep some sense of normalcy for you guys?
Honestly, just, I feel like we've been in plenty big moments this season, so I feel like it feels pretty normal, especially with the media and just getting a little bit more attention as it gets to this point. But, it's always a little bit more extra just because it's a Super Bowl and it's a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. So, you got to take it a day at a time for real, and that's what we've been doing this whole season. That's the type of approach we got.
All right, Rick, I got to ask you, when you were back here playing for the Roadrunners here in San Antonio at UTSA, man, was this like a dream that one day, man, I'm going to be playing in the Super Bowl?
Ooh, honestly, yeah, especially as a kid, you always have a dream of becoming a pro. And then, when you turn pro, you'll have a dream of, winning the Super Bowl. So being able to be in the position I'm in, that's a blessing. And, being able to, represent UTSA on one of the biggest and greatest stages there is, doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't. Although, Tariq, those dreams that you had as a kid, you were a wide receiver. And you got to UTSA, and they said, we're going to make you a defensive back. When they made that change, did you think that change at the time was good for you and that would get you to the NFL, or were you a little pissed off that they wanted to make you a defensive back?
Honestly, both. I just wanted to be able to play, but also I wanted to play offense. I played offense my whole life, and then going from offense to defense and having try something new. It's just, every time you try something new as a human, you're nervous, but at the same time, I just went with it and I stuck to it, and I'm in a position I'm in now. And, I always thought I wanted to be in the Super Bowl, whether it was a receiver or whichever position I played. I just wanted to be there, but, to be able to play corner and being able to play a big part in it, it's amazing.
Do you think about calling or texting Jeff Traylor and saying, thanks for making me a corner?
Shoot, honestly, no, because Joe Traylor wasn't the one that made me a corner. It started with head coach Frank Wilson whenever he was at UTSA. I was there with him, and he recruited me, and he the one that brought me in. And I feel like he the one that seen the potential in me to play cornerback. So, shouts out to him. And whenever Coach Traylor came, they had asked me, did I want to still play corner or did I still want to play receiver? And I chose to play corner. And Coach Traylor just gave me another opportunity to pursue, my new position. And then, I just took part of his coaching, and from there, I'm here.
Rick, we watch you play on TV on Sundays, and especially when you first got into the league, man, it looked like it was no problem for you. I always hear that guys in that transition from college football into the pros is such a big deal. You got to get the speed of the game. Seems like you picked that up pretty easy. How was that transition for you?
Honestly, it was pretty smooth, just because whenever I first came in as a rookie, I really didn't know too much the ins and outs of the league. So I felt like the less I knew was the better. And, I felt like that's how it was. I felt like I didn't know as much as I did now. And I played pretty well. And now that I know as much as I do now, I just learned how to, put different things in different compartments in my mind and, continue to excel. But whenever I first got to the team, I just here having fun. And, you're just a rookie and you're just going through the whole experience. And, I just was able to, to adjust and fit in.
Riq Woolen joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I remember going to a game in Seattle your rookie year. My wife is from there, and I was impressed with the number of 27 jerseys I saw, and even on the scoreboard, them playing the Roadrunner Beep Beep when you were making plays up there. Now you're a seasoned veteran, man. Does it feel weird for you, like from when you first got there to where you are now?
Honestly, it does a little bit, but at the same time, each year brings something new, and I feel like that's how it's been throughout my whole career. Every season gonna bring something new, good or bad, but you just got to make sure you make all the good happen. And I feel like as each season goes on in my journey of the league, I just continue to grow and to be a better player in person.
Rick, everybody's talking about that Seahawks defense, and, man, you guys have played well this year, and it seems to have improved throughout the year. You guys just seem to have gotten better and better. Do you feel like you're playing your best ball right now?
Oh, yeah. I feel like we are, and I feel like there's still, an extra, step we can take. We over here, trying to, strive for greatness and, strive for perfection. So I feel like it's always an extra step we can take. And we playing great ball. And, we just feel like we got one more go play here and there to play our best ball, So we gonna go into this game and try to play our best game.
Looking at New England on tape this week and knowing you've got extra time to prepare, what's the best way to slow down Diggs, to slow down Drake May in that offense?
Just being disciplined, continue to play Seahawks ball, continue to be 12 as one, continue to take it a play at a time, and go out there and have the right odds and play as a unit. Those are great players, and, they play well together as well. But at the same time, we got to continue to play our style of football and communicate and play relentless.
All right, Rick, I got to ask you. I mean, New England, you guys don't really have any history with them. Certainly not like the L.A. Rams.
No,
you guys
there was a Super Bowl a long time ago.
But Rick wasn't playing in that. So you guys hate the Rams. I mean, I think that's obvious, and I don't think they like you guys very much either. How do you get that hatred up for the New England Patriots? Is there a way you can just hate those guys a little bit?
I mean, honestly, you just go into any game and you just treat every opponent the same. The Rams, they are in our conference, so of course it's like a rival. You see them all the time, but at the same time, you got to treat every opponent like they're the same. You got to go out there and play your best game and put your best foot forward. And I just feel like even though we're not familiar with this team, we still got to go out there and put our best foot forward because that's what they're going to do.
Well, they are. And again, that Diggs guy is known to trash talk, and you had a little trash talking the other day in that game against the Rams. How do you take the trash talk to a level where, okay, I can't cross this line at this point?
Honestly, just the heat of the moment, It's like I said a while ago in the last question, they are a rival team, and, it's always a heat of the moment because, the Rams are the team we always have tension with, and, you just in the moment, big game, it's intense. But, going into this game, I don't look too much into it. I'm not really like a trash talker person, too many times it's just, you just get caught in those moments and you're having fun and you're balling, man. So I'm not really worried about anybody talking. I'm not worried about no trash talk. I just, go out there and play ball.
Rick, I even though you're not, I've always heard there's a lot of trash talking going on during an NFL football game. Is that true?
A little bit, just because guys are competing. And, there's a lot of guys that play in this league who like the trash talk, and they thrive off of trash talk, and it's part of their game. So, we got a couple guys on our team and a couple guys on the team who played against that talk a little bit of trash. But, it's all in the compete nature.
Riq Woolen joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star in that NFC Championship game. And, man, it's a lot easier that you won that thing. What was the conversations like after the penalty? What were you saying? What kind of take us through that, and then what coaches may have said to you afterwards, if you can?
You said what?
In the NFC Championship game when you got the penalty.
Honestly, they just told me next play. I mean, obviously tensions are high. Everybody's going to be mad because one, it's a great play, and it was third down, and I celebrated. But people was going to get off the field. That's a pivotal part of the game, and that I got to be better in that part. But, my teammates was there, the coach was there, just told me next play. And sure enough, the next series I go back out there and they tried to, try me, and I held my own. So, you just got to go out there and have a next play mentality and just have fun.
All right, Rick, I got to ask you, how many people have you heard from that you haven't heard from in a while? Have you getting
besides us?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people calling you out of the blue that you haven't heard from in a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's been going on towards the back end of the season just because, people see you winning. And, that's just naturally in life. When people see you win, people want a piece. But people not there whenever you grinding and crafting it. They just see that you win, and then now they want for it. But, you just got to, stay level-headed and, just beat yourself and know who, your real circle is. And I feel like I do real well with that. And, not too many people have reached out, and if they did, I don't have a problem with saying no.
Yeah, absolutely not. Riq Woolen here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You were a part of that first UTSA championship team, and different players and coaches that I've talked to said there was a point in the season where you guys thought you could actually go win that Conference USA championship. What was the point this season where you thought this Seahawks team would be capable of legitimately making a run and getting to the Super Bowl? And is there any similarities between what you experienced at UTSA during that first championship run to what's happening in Seattle?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of similarities, just the nature of how we treat each other like family. Guys on the offense and defense, they hang with each other. And, we don't see each other, as locker room lawyers or anything like that. You know, we all got each other's back. And also another thing is, you know, as we go out the season and you lose those games against you lost, you just come back stronger and closer. And I feel like that's exactly what we've been doing here, being stronger and closer as each game goes along. And, you know, as we get to this point now, you know, just like how we was at UTSA, you know, you just got to cherish those, you know, those moments because, you know, the season is coming to an end and you got your brothers there. So you just got to enjoy those moments and, you know, take those days in at a time. And I feel that's what we've been doing.
You know, I would think, Rick, in a situation like this, as you guys prepare for the biggest game of your lives and the championship of the NFL, which is amazing, you guys will get closer and closer, I would imagine. And come Super Bowl Sunday, I would imagine this team is going to be as close as it's been all year.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, you know, especially in that environment.
It's going to be fun. Any thoughts of sneaking out at halftime to watch Bad Bunny?
Oh, sure, nah. I'm going to just probably be talking to coach or something. You know, it's going to be a new experience for all of us.
Good deal. Rick, hey, before we let you go, one of our YouTube questions, somebody on YouTube, Miguel, wants to know, who is your favorite wide receiver to play against in the NFL?
Honestly, I don't know. I would say probably like Devontae Adams, just because you got to, you know, come with it every play. And, you know, he gives you a good look every time you go against him just because he has great releases.
Outstanding, man. I imagine that's pretty tough to cover, but you look like you're up to the challenge. And Rick, we wish you nothing but the best of luck as you guys head into the Super Bowl and represent San Antonio and UTSA.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Riq Woolen here on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Riq Woolen was, man, it's good talking to him and just having some San Antonio flavor. We got a little San Antonio flavor on both teams.
Yeah, Jack Gibbons played at Smithson Valley and is a linebacker for the New England Patriots. We're also working to try to get him, but Patriots PR hasn't been quite as responsive as Seahawks PR.
Well, that was awesome. It's good to talk to him, and he's a big part of that Seattle defense that has just been playing outstanding football. It really have, and it's been a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to see. So good luck to Riq Woolen. I still want to know where the hell the tie went.
Still Tariq on Twitter.
It is not on his official bio in the NFL and on Seattle. It's just Riq.
Well,
R-I-Q.
Could you be Joseph or Joe?
Well,
maybe
it depends.
Tariq or Riq.
If I was been going by Tariq most of my time that I've known him anyway, it was. Then yeah, it's just I don't know.
I got you.
Maybe not weird, but it's weird.
Weird.
Okay, well there you go. Hey, Stephen Jones at the Senior Bowl. In fact, I think Jerry's there as well. Will McClay's there. So the entire Dallas Cowboys contingent there scouting, seeing who they're going to use those 2 first-round picks on when it comes to the NFL draft coming up a little bit later this year. We're going to hear from Stephen Jones about what they are thinking when it comes to how they're going to improve this team and, more importantly, the defense of this team. We'll do that next when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me talk to you, though, about my good friends at Stevens Roofing, local company, family-owned company, and just nice folks who do great work. They've been in business since 1983, and that should tell you just about everything you need to know about the reputation of Stevens Roofing. That is an incredible run. So you know they stand behind their work. You know they've got a ton of satisfied customers, just one after one after one. And now they've added solar to what they do. If you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, I know a lot of people are thinking about it these days, call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Let them know what you want to do and how you want to do it, and they'll put a plan together with exactly what you have in mind, and they'll get that taken care of for you. Now's the perfect time to start thinking about that before we get into the heat of the spring and summer months. If you think something's wrong with your roof, maybe something happened over the weekend with a cold snap, and you just want to get it checked out, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company to call, 210-785-0994. They'll send a crew out to your house. They'll do it for free. They'll inspect your roof, and, well, they'll let you know if everything's okay or there's a couple of items that need to be addressed. Either way, you're going to know that they know what they're doing, and they'll take care of it in the best way possible for you. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. That phone number again, 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars $50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The $50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If your dog goes wild at the doorbell, it's time for a new game plan. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is coaching up new pups and current MVPs with professional training sessions. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298. Call them today.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Philadelphia Eagles hired somebody to be their offensive coordinator. How about that? It is the former Green Bay Packers quarterbacks coach, I believe, is what he did.
Yep.
Sean Mannion is the new offensive coordinator who will not call plays, apparently, or maybe he will. He hasn't been calling plays, or hasn't done it, but
I believe he will be the play caller. And so for Jalen Hurts, You go Doug Peterson, Shane Steichen, Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore, Kevin Patullo, and now Sean Mannion.
All right. Well, good. How about that? He's only 33 years old, according to Adam Schefter. Active player as recently as 2023 with the Vikings and the Seahawks. How about that?
You know, it is interesting as you think about all the staffs that are getting finalized. And, you know, by all accounts, Kubiak Saturday is going to interview for both the Cardinals and the Raiders job. He's the leading candidate for both. Go win a Super Bowl, go be a head coach. But you're seeing all the other dominoes fall. And same goes for the Dallas Cowboys as they're filling out their staff, especially on the defensive side. Stephen Jones, talking at the Senior Bowl, did talk about, you know, hiring Parker as the DC and then finalizing his staff.
Well, first of all, it was very thorough. Certainly hats off to Coach Schottenheimer and, you know, putting a great group together. I mean, we've got to really visit with a lot of top defensive players around the league and, you know, learned a lot about defense, a lot of different systems as, you know, a lot of these younger guys were passing game coordinators under some of the top coordinators in our league. So at the end of the day, we just felt like Christian was a good fit. As I said, there were a lot of qualified guys that could have done a great job, but Christian really made the most sense for us, what we're wanting to do, what he what he explained to us and the vision he gave us for using what we think are, you know, some key pieces on the defensive side of the ball. So, you know, just look forward to working with him. I know we're hard at it again. Going to fill out his staff now, and Coach Schottenheimer and Christian have done a great job putting together a good group of candidates, and we'll do the same thing. We've Zoomed with most of them, and we'll have the rest of the guys in here probably starting tomorrow.
That's awesome. They're getting everybody, their staff together, and Christian Parker's doing a good job of that, it looks like, along with Schottenheimer. And again, there you hear Stephen Jones even admitting that this was a shoddy deal.
It so feels
I didn't mean that, not a shoddy deal. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know time will tell if it was or is a shoddy deal because, I mean, there were some things during the interview process that made Christian Parker the obvious choice.
I think, you know, obviously start with Coach Schottenheimer has a vision for, you know, the type of, you know, defense he wanted to have that complement what we do on offense. And, you know, at the end of the day, it was Christian's vision, not only for the type of defense he wants to play in terms of the personality it's going to have and, you know, the type of culture he wants to create over on that side of the ball, but also, you know, the wrinkles that he could bring that really would fit the pieces that we have in place.
I like what he's talking about there because, look, there are some positions where they have a foundation. Others I'm not sure about, and I'm not sure what players he's talking about they have in place. Other than that defensive line, maybe a DeMarvion Overshown.
Yep.
But other than, okay,
they
right,
bland.
The defensive line, they're bland, but, I mean, bland concerns me. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, Christian Parker also a foot therapist, and hopefully he can get that going. Now, he's a young guy, but he's been in some incredible systems. And this is, you know, like Eberflus had a scheme and didn't vary from it. And everything that Schottenheimer said, everybody with the last name Jones has talked about flexibility. Here's what we have. Can you make what we have, add some pieces, and be better? But what kind of scheme is this guy going to run? And how much is it going to look like what Vic Fangio likes to do?
Well, you couldn't have said it any better. I mean, obviously, we know Vic. We interviewed Vic for a job here, head coaching job at one time, and have nothing but respect for the job he's done there in Philly. But at the same time, Christian, you know, walked through some things that if it were his to do, he'd do a little different. And we really liked some of those wrinkles he'll bring as well. But obviously, Vic's one of the great defensive minds in this league. Nothing but respect. But he's learned a lot from him. Learned a lot from other coordinators that he's worked under, and just feel like he's going to do a great job for us.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, we just don't know. I mean, honestly, we don't know. This guy's young. He's never been a defensive coordinator. I'm sure he's going to come in with some big ideas. I want to see what they're going to do in the offseason.
Well,
that's going to be more important than anything Christian Parker is saying right now.
Does it change their approach to free agents this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's guys that we want to keep from last year, whether it's a George Pickens, whether it's a Javonte. Those are all guys that play into, the free agency picture. At the same time, obviously we've got work to do on the defensive side of the ball. So between free agency, between the draft, there's a lot of resources there that we can use to make our defense better.
A lot of resources, huh? Hopefully so. Free agency, hopefully those 2 first-round picks are defensive guys, and Jerry doesn't get distracted with a shiny object on the offensive side of the football because I don't think they can afford it.
Well, and again, though, you talk about afford. Can they afford a George Pickens? They've been very clear that they want him to stay in Dallas. He's going to be expensive. Stephen was asked point blank, have you started talking about a contract extension with George Pickens?
Yeah, we won't get into any details right now.
Damn.
The answer's no.
We want George to be back here in Dallas, and we'll certainly go from there.
All right. Well, what about Javonte? Are you talking to him?
We've certainly visited with Javonte. Hadn't had those visits. A lot of those happen at the Combine. Obviously, we're still, got some time before free agency starts, and not able to talk to those guys until free agency starts. But we're always visiting with representatives about our players.
Now,
I think he said something there that maybe he didn't want to say that we've already started talking about. Oh, but you can't do that until it starts.
Well, all right. So, so with Pickens, the answer is no because Jerry doesn't talk to David Mulligetta or agents, and he likes to talk. But Javonte, he did say they had, right? Can we hear the beginning of that, just to be clear?
We've certainly visited with Javonte.
All right, so they've had visits. I'm guessing that was more than, how's the family, right? With Pickens, the answer was no. Now, Pickens can be tagged, right? Pickens can be tagged.
Sure.
Again, pricey. But it certainly feels like the Cowboys want to keep George Pickens, which, whether it be on the tag or on a long-term deal, I do think would prevent Jerry from falling in love with a wide receiver at the draft when they've got those 2 first-round picks. A George Pickens takes a wide receiver, a shiny object, off the board during the draft. Doesn't it?
Well, you would think so if they keep George Pickens.
Which they can.
Well, they can, but should they?
With the tag, they can. Now, should they? It is another discussion that we can get into. They want to keep him. Does George Pickens want to be a Cowboy? By all accounts, he does. Based on everything that he has said, but at the right price. I mean, that dude, first time in his NFL career, played with a legit quarterback and clearly is a wide receiver 1. Now, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, 1A, 1B, that's all fine when you're on the field, but when you're measuring paychecks, and ego plays a big part of this, is George Pickens going to accept wide receiver 2 money?
Well, especially if he gets an offer, say, I don't know, from Buffalo, who desperately needs a number 1 wide receiver. They would probably pay him north of what CeeDee Lamb's making, or certainly right in the neighborhood, or pick somebody else. New England, they could use a number 1 wide receiver. There are a lot of teams out there that could, and I think George Pickens is going to get offered that. If Jerry, this is just me saying this, but if Jerry thinks he's going to sign George Pickens to a $30 million a year deal, I think he's sadly mistaken.
Well, but they did part ways with the Diggs, and they didn't sign a Micah Parsons. So they could, because the money that was earmarked for those 2 could be available for Pickens. But to the point, if the Cowboys tag him, George Pickens will never have the opportunity to get an offer from a Buffalo or New England. And the Cowboys will have to make that decision. The way I understand how that works, if there's going to be a day they're either going to get a deal done or tag him, because if he becomes a free agent and it's a bidding war, I don't know that the Cowboys win it. But they could prevent that by using the franchise tag on him. We'll see if that happens. But then you also look at, when they're going through all their evaluations and where they need to spend money, and good Lord knows they need to spend some money on the defensive side of the ball, a guy that will be on the Blitz next week is Ryan Flanoy. Did he play well enough last year as a wide receiver to move into that role? He is not a George Pickens, but could he take, knowing what CeeDee Lamb has done and can do, and who CeeDee Lamb has had opposite side of him, could Ryan actually play into that to where, you know what, they want to keep George Pickens, but they can't afford to keep George Pickens with the other things that they need? Could Ryan be that guy? Then you could draft a wide receiver, not in the first round, or somebody else in free agency, and not overly damage your offensive weaponry.
I don't think can he be? Maybe, perhaps. I think what Flanoy has done is he's a solid number 3. He makes Jalen Tolbert expendable.
Yes.
Maybe even Jonathan Mingo, for that matter.
Who?
Yeah, that guy. Another wasted 4th-round draft pick.
Yep.
So it makes him expendable. I think he has solidified that role. But as a number 2 guy, I'm not sure that he's there yet. It's going to be interesting to see, even if you tag George Pickens, how happy is George Pickens going to be with that? And I say that because, again, Mike Tomlin got tired of his own. And I know that Pickens was a perfect gentleman this year, but he's playing for a contract.
Yeah.
Will that change when he's not playing for a contract? And I just don't know. Do you want to roll the dice and go that way? It's going to be interesting to see what the Cowboys decide to do. But it's clear that while they're saying all the right things, they want him to stay, they haven't started talking to him. Javonte Williams, they have.
And again, that was pretty clear. And again, I think Williams, who had a solid year, but are the Cowboys going to spend money at running back again? What my fear is the Cowboys will say, well, we didn't spend a whole lot of money on that guy. We just found him. We can do that again. Can we do that again?
True.
By the same token, I mean, Rico Dowdle is going to be a free agent. Had a solid year in Carolina. Tony Pollard, $10 million a year. I don't see the Cowboys giving Javonte Williams a Tony Pollard type contract. And one of the reasons Williams is available is because he had to prove himself coming off of an injury, and he proved himself. So that dude is due a payday, and he knows it.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be the only big payday he gets in his NFL career. So I can't imagine that guy's going to give the Cowboys some sort of hometown discount. He's going to go look for a fair value market contract. Will the Cowboys pay that, or will the Cowboys do what they always seem to do and say, well, we can just go find one?
I don't think that's a bad option, to be honest with you, to go find one. You got lucky with Javonte Williams. He was, as you said, on a prove-it year, and he did prove himself. But, God bless him. If somebody offers him a Tony Pollard deal or better, then, yeah, maybe the Cowboys don't do that. And then you roll the dice and you try to find somebody. Problem for the Cowboys right now is they've got this 2 first-round picks, and they got nothing in the 2nd and 3rd round.
Yep.
Nothing. So you've got to go into that like that. Now, maybe you can trade your way back into one of those if there's somebody that you like. But as far as the draft goes, I think they're going to be limited and get some young guys. I think the free agent market is going to be where the Cowboys, if they're going to improve that defense and maybe even the offense to some extent, it's got to be through the free agent market. And they've got to get some deals done. I think a restructure with Dak, maybe CD, who knows who else, but to get under the cap and have some money to spend.
Yeah, because I know with losing or not losing, I mean, they got 12 and 20, right? And then they don't pick again until round 4. The compensatory picks, I could see the Cowboys trying to move up because, I mean, they do have a lot of picks in the draft, but, so many of them are so late. And again, you need guys like that on your team, but they really aren't day one difference makers. Your 1st and 2nd round guys are expected to be day one difference makers. The 2 firsts, I'd rather have 2 firsts than a one in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd.
Sure.
Not having 1 in the 3rd, could they trade back in there? But that also means Will McClay better hit on both of those first-round picks?
Well, and look, there's a lot of players out there. The good news for the Cowboys, there's a lot of good defensive players out there. And I think it's going to be difficult for him not to hit, I think, at least on potential. And, again, you never know. A lot of first-round guys that have the potential to be good NFL players turn out to not be. But I think he's going to get some good picks, some good names from some big schools that should be able to come in here and help this Cowboys team day one.
The only thing that concerns me with that is, excuse me, allergies in this room.
Bless you.
Sorry. The only thing that concerns me with this draft is it seems like there's a lot of teams that are talking defense, and it's not a quarterback-heavy draft. So there are 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks, maybe 3, that go in the first round.
Maybe.
And because of that, there are going to be more teams that are looking on the defensive side that are doing exactly what the Cowboys are. So 12 and 20, I'm worried that it might be like it was a couple of years ago where they wanted this guy and he was gone. They wanted that guy and it was gone. And then they traded back and, that's the only thing that concerns me. Yeah, there's a lot of really good defensive players in this draft, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks in this draft where okay, this team will take a quarterback, that team will take a quarterback, that team, that, you don't have 4 or 5 teams that are going to take quarterbacks before you get to 12. You got 2 maybe before 12.
Yeah, perhaps.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2. For sure 1.
1 for sure,
That's the Raiders. And then after that, because a lot of times when you're preparing for the draft, you think, all right, well, you got so many quarterback-needy teams and you got so many quarterbacks, they're all going to take a quarterback, even if it's a flyer, and you're like, don't do that. But you need a quarterback, and there's one available.
Ty Simpson comes to mind. I'm not sure that guy's a first-round quarterback, but he may be, just because of the drought, if you will, of quarterbacks coming out this year.
Yeah.
So I remains to be seen. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot to talk about. But again, I really believe Jerry's going to have to dive into the free agent market this year and go after some players that are actually mean something instead of one-year guys, as he's so typical to do.
Old vets that were first or second round busts that have to prove it.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't need that. And again, he's the one that told us by getting rid of Micah, that money could turn into 4 to 6 players.
That's what he said.
So I need to see 4 to 6 players come back that make an impact to justify trading away Micah Parsons.
Well, I think they have the opportunity to have the money to do that. And that's why I say I think the free agent market's going to be big. Once they redo some of these contracts, I think they're going to have a significant amount of money to play with. And hopefully they go out and spend that money. And it's time. Because, again, you start looking at a Dak Prescott. How many more years does he have where he could play at this level? Maybe a lot. Who knows? He could have 10 more years at this level. I don't know. But if you're looking at his contract status, what is it, 2 more years?
Yeah.
So you want to win with Dak Prescott before he gets away or loses anything. You got to pony up. It's time.
Well, it is. And, again, I mean, I think I've heard this for the last 30 years from Stephen Jones, but, the expectations going into next season – Pledge. Cut 9.
We want to be one of the top defenses in this league. And certainly I believe, if we do that, what we can do on the offensive side of the ball, certainly we think we're going to have almost all the pieces back. Then we can have a really great football team. Complement that with a really strong special teams unit, and I think good things will happen for this football team.
Roses and rainbows and
Super
unicorns.
Bowl.
That's all it is.
Super Bowl.
Yes.
Next year. Next year.
I have a prediction to make before we go to break. Aaron Rodgers is going to play for the Miami Dolphins this year. You know why I say that? Nathaniel Hackett has been hired by the Dolphins. And Aaron Rodgers' best friend. And you know what? He's been hired as the quarterback's coach.
Ooh.
Aaron is packing his bags for South Beach as we speak.
It's a tremendous punch in the gut.
For that guy in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Oh, my goodness. Hey, well, that was a lot of fun, and it's going to be a fun offseason, no doubt about it, with just one football game left. I'm very sad. So let's talk some Spurs basketball. We got them to look forward to. A little playoff run, perhaps, hopefully a long one. Who knows? We'll talk Spurs basketball when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The Colonel despised the word empty. Empty plates, empty tables, empty stomachs. That's why he made the KFC $5 bowls, like the famous bowl. Creamy mashed potatoes, crispy chicken, corn, gravy, and cheese. Because the only empty the Colonel liked was when you reached the bottom of that bowl. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. 5 KFC bowls for just $5 each.
Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tips, and fees.
For decades, Rudy's Barbecue has been serving San Antonio incredible barbecue. They've also been a legacy community champion, and now is no different. Every time you visit Rudy's Barbecue, you're invited to make a $10 donation to the Puppy Food Bank, and Rudy's will give you $15 in free barbecue on your next visit. So head on over to Rudy's Barbecue for a great meal and help the Puppy Food Bank support pet rescue shelters at the same time. This Rudy's Barbecue offer is a doggone good deal.
For 100 days, I'm going to cross the 7 continents because the answers to everything important are out there at the edges of our world. I'm stepping into the unknown. Where are we going? To see our planet as it's never been seen before. From pole to pole.
Pole to Pole with Will Smith from National Geographic. Now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Show me the way.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service,
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
And gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-269-3394. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394. 800-269-3394.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected! Also, you forgot to renew your website domain and now you're in a bidding war!
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room and now everything smells weird!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service,
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
and gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Spurs forward Jeremy Sohan has been given permission to find a trade partner, and now we know who is in the mix for the former 9th overall pick. According to reports, the Bulls, the Hornets, the Knicks, the Lakers, and the Suns are among the teams with interest. Spurs, a big second-half comeback last night to knock off the Rockets. They return to action Saturday night. They'll be in Charlotte to take on the Hornets.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Thursday in San Antonio, hope you've had a good Thursday. If you're getting off work right now, well, I know it's a good Thursday because you're about to slide right into Friday. Congratulations, the weekend is almost upon us all. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and that's been a great Thursday afternoon.
Absolutely. I mean, especially when you watch the Spurs last night kick the crap out of the Rockets in the fourth quarter.
Fantastic game. It was one of those emotional roller coasters, right? Although in this case, you went down before you went up. That makes sense?
Sure.
Well, the first half sucked is what I'm trying to say. It was bad.
It felt like it was going to be a long night.
It really did. And then a brand-new Spurs team came out in the second half and they just whooped up on the Rockets.
You know, almost a complete flip from what you saw a week ago when the teams played down in Houston, where the Spurs had the big lead and then blew it late and laid an egg in the fourth quarter. But do we call it that for this? Did the Rockets lay an egg in the fourth quarter, or do you give all the credit for the Spurs with the way they ratcheted up their defense, their toughness, and they made shots?
Yes, I give them all the credit because they came out an aggressive team in that second half. They were the aggressor. They came after the Rockets. They harassed them on the defensive side of the court, and it was great to see. Victor Wembanyama, inside dunks. He was drawing fouls, getting roughed up a little bit, but he went to the free throw line. And all of those things made a big difference. But, look, the Rockets couldn't score in that fourth quarter. They couldn't do anything in that fourth quarter, and I give the majority of credit for that to that Spurs defense.
And that was led by Steph Castle, whose coach Mitch Johnson, after the game, paid him the highest compliment he could get.
I thought this was, I think he's had more than a few, but this was his first all NBA defense type performance he's had in a minute. And it was good to see because that's got to be his calling card, and that is his calling card. And just to see him do that against a team like this and the matchups that he had was well received, and we need it all the time.
I tell you what, the guy was just he was just a pest. I mean, he was a pest, and he just was all over everybody. And it was great to see. And Steph Castle has that. He's got that defensive mind to him.
Well, he does, and he seems to thrive on that. But at the same time, I mean, you talk about the complete game because Steph Castle also had 16 points and 6 assists. I mean, he was just solid all the way around. But it does always start with Wembanyama. And one of the things that he did as beat up as he was getting, he just played pissed off, and that was good to see.
I mean, activity, physicality, pace, this is the game. And this, for me, I mean, this comes with physical preparation. Obviously, I mean, not trying to find excuses or whatever, but like right now, we had 2 days off before, so it helps, but we always need to channel that from us at any game. And me personally, I'm trying to work in the summer so I can have more games like this, you know. It's almost like today I felt like it was the first game of the season. Like I was in like first game of the season shape, you know what I mean? Just because we had one game in 5 previous days.
Well, that's interesting. They had a couple of days off before this game. They'll have a couple of days off before the game in Charlotte on Saturday, and maybe that is the difference. The question moving forward, I loved what I saw in the second half, Jason, when it comes to their physicality, to changing their game plan completely. I mean, they weren't living at the three-point stripe like they typically do. They were finding other ways to score the basketball, and it was fantastic. Can they sustain that? Can Victor Wembanyama sustain that moving forward if teams are going to still get physical with him and he's just taking that punishment and doing what he does and getting to the free throw line?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I often talk about how one of my goals, I need to be able to impact the game in different areas, I didn't make it 3 tonight, and I think I shot 0 for 3, and yeah, but it's still impactful. So that's what I need to do every night. And the day I make 8 threes, it's going to be an amazing night.
When you're going on runs like you had in the third and fourth quarter, do you feel like that energizes and brings an extra spark to your team, so to speak?
For sure. I mean, things like that are contagious, and we need to emphasize them. And the opposite is contagious as well, and we need to reduce it, But I think one of the main reasons we won that game is because we, especially in the second half, we were first to hit on every position.
In other words, quit calling us soft.
Well, for one day and for the next couple of days, we can do that. And we'll see what happens in Charlotte. If they continue to play this way, that soft moniker will go away. It will. It'll go away, and they will have earned it to go away. Up until this point in time, they deserve it. But playing the way they did in the second half last night is a great way to make that go away.
Well, and again, play tough. But that does start with Wemby. I mean, everybody, inside the NBA spent a lot of time talking about the way teams are going to be very physical with Vic and even Shaq. I mean, that's what teams are going to do.
But the key is when you're playing a guy that size, you cannot be intimidated. I asked Chuck the other day that he watched when they played against Zion. Zion, who's big boned it, was going at him, threw it down on him a few times, and Şengün got him in the post, wasn't intimidated by his size, scored over him a few times. So you definitely have to make him work, and you also have to beat him up to slow him down.
And you beat him up, and he still goes 28-18 in 5 blocks.
Yeah.
So
that's why he's going to be a great one.
No without question.
That's a good point. And they did beat him up, and he still managed to get it done last night.
But can he do it? Can he do that in a 7-game playoff series? I think Rocket Spurs in the playoffs would be fantastic. But even Charles said last night, the only way anybody is going to beat the Spurs is if they beat up Victor.
And the thing is, Ernie, that's your only chance against him. If you don't beat him up, you're not tall enough, you're not athletic enough. If you don't physically try to manhandle Victor, you got no chance. You can't physically manhandle Shaq because he's just too big and strong. The only weakness of Victor's game is holding down the post and the physical. He gets frustrated. You see him, he got mad a few times because they were beating the hell out of him. But in fairness to them, that's our only chance. Like I say, you're not tall enough, you're not athletic enough. So if you don't physically manhandle him, there's nothing you can do.
No, that's exactly right. There's nothing you can do with Victor. They have the rest of the league has found a weakness, at least what they perceive as a weakness, and that's to get physical with him. And last night he proved that he could not only take it, but he can still thrive even when they're getting physical with him. And if he can sustain that, this is going to be a dangerous basketball team moving forward.
And again, he can talk in the offseason what he needs to work on, but he's got to get through February, March, April, May, and June. And some of the stuff that they're doing, and again, I know it's not new, but, they were showing it on TV a lot last night, the balancing drill where they're slapping his arms. One of the things there, though, is he brings the ball down, and that allows people to chop at him. I don't know what else he can do because, but there's got to be some things that they can do to try to protect him from that physical nature because his frame is what it is. I mean, Shaq was just massive. He mentioned Zion being big-boned. I mean, Vic is not, and that's not going to change. Although I think about what Giannis looked like when he came into the league and what he looks like now. I don't know if Vic can put on that kind of muscle, but he's got to put on some more muscle and weight.
I don't think there's any question about it. And look, you start getting in games with the Joker. He's going to be tough with him. And you can name a lot of other big men that are going to do that. And I just don't want to see Wemby hanging around the three-point stripe. Although he's a great three-point shooter, he said it himself. He didn't make any last night. And so going down low, being aggressive, and getting down. The man had 5 blocks last night, too.
Yep.
I mean, and we forget about that. But he's a hell of a player, and I think if he can sustain what he did in the second half of last night, this team's going to be a hard out. I don't think there's any question about that. By the way, there have been 108 votes on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube poll, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing Cowboy breakfast tomorrow? Now, I guess I'm assuming that could be any Cowboy breakfast at any particular location, but the no's, a lot of folks are sleeping in. 81% no, 19% yes.
How many people just realized Cowboy breakfast is tomorrow?
Everybody.
I didn't realize it was tomorrow until earlier today. Cowboy breakfast already?
Uh-huh.
Already?
Well, it's the end of January already.
It is.
Tomorrow's the 30th.
It is.
That's nuts.
It's crazy. Next week is the Super Bowl.
I know it.
Crazy.
It really is crazy. This week kind of went by, or is going by pretty quickly. And I hate the dead week. I understand it. You get the hype. And next week we'll really start hyping that up when we're at the Super Bowl. Radio Row, that's where we will be next week, beginning Monday. Both the Morning Huddle and the Blitz will be there. Your home for the big game is right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, all brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Of course, we'll have behind-the-scenes access, interviews with big names, breaking stories, all of that kind of stuff. Our AA Best Bail Bond Radio Row coverage brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, your front seat to the backstage action. Live in the Bay Area, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And, of course, AA Best Bail Bonds, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, you don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. For stress-free bail bonds, it's AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. They have offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide, up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service,
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report,
No big, just a loose gas cap.
and gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, Jason, when I was in high school, I got some teachers in high school that were pretty shiny.
Yeah?
Well, there's a story in the New York Post.
Uh-oh.
It's the headline. This is their headline. Sicko ex-teacher proposed conniving way to hide predatory affair with teen student after 3-hour sex marathon.
Good Lord, man. Did the headline writer get paid by the letter?
Well, I have no idea, but apparently
Made you click on it.
This married ex-high school teacher, McKenna Kindred, suggested that she and a teenage student she was sexually abusing should start using Snapchat to hide their X-rated chats. Now, one of the chats was, the guy, the 17-year-old, asks her if she used a sex toy while thinking about him, and she responded, "I did." Now, that would have been a great place to come in with the unplug it, baby, but that's okay.
Yeah. Glad you're not paying attention again.
Anyway, when you were a 17-year-old kid, the thought of having a 3-hour sex marathon with your 27-year-old teacher, I mean, is that not every 17-year-old kid's, dream?
I think that's everybody's dream. 3 hours?
So what,
3 hours?
I'm not sure if I had 3 hours at 17.
3 hours?
I just saw this and I'm going, wow.
Jealous of a 17-year-old.
Now, and the poor girl's husband was on a hunting trip when this 3-hour marathon took place.
So was the 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't have to hunt.
Back, yeah.
He didn't have to hunt. He was. So I don't know. And now the mom of the 17-year-old, she ruined his life. And I'm going, BS. You made his day.
This is education.
And he's going to be bragging about that for the next, 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a sad story. Don't get mad at me, as it turns out. But for the 17-year-old,
You're jealous.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm an old man, but back when I was 17, That would have been like there are a couple of teachers I wouldn't have mind.
At Alice High School?
Absolutely, yes. Yes. There were some shiny teachers there. Not bad. I'm just saying, I saw that, and I had to mention it. I couldn't let that go
Of course not.
Without mentioning
Although
that.
at 17, how picky were most of us if you had the opportunity?
Well, that's a good point. But there were some teachers that were,
oh, yeah.
Some
that you thought about.
You thought about more than others.
Absolutely.
Dude, I still think it had
Careful. What?
I think this was way back. Her name was Mrs. Pettis.
You should look her up.
Well, I'm not going to look her up. What the hell do I look her up for?
As old as Joe is now, she's got to be 80, 90,
Exactly.
or likely dead.
I hope she's still with us.
Do you?
Yeah. She was someone I thought about often.
Unplug it, maybe.
Back in the day.
What did she teach?
History.
Sex ed.
No, history.
History.
We didn't have sex ed back when I went to school.
Sorry,
Alice.
health.
No, it was history.
You got straight A's?
No, I didn't. I never got straight A's. Are you kidding me?
You think he paid attention?
No.
His focus was individually centered.
Yeah,
well, I figure with all the extra tutoring sessions that you obviously required.
I didn't have any. That's the problem.
Oh.
No one-on-one time?
No one-on-one time. I thought that was an interesting story. I wanted to share it with everybody. We don't have to get into the love life of 17-year-old Joey Reinigle.
Oh,
you know
Joey.
what I mean? So Joey was.
Well, I'm going to help all you guys out. A Facebook friend of mine who is in the bar industry, I won't name her, posted on Facebook, cash at me $20, and I'll tell you if your boyfriend husband is at the Cowgirl Breakfast tomorrow.
Cowgirl Breakfast.
I don't know which club that would be at, but just keep that in mind, guys.
Wow.
There's people for a small fee willing to out you.
No doubt. Wow.
That's just wrong on all kinds of levels.
That is wrong.
And
only $20? Come on.
I mean, 50 if you want video.
Well, I don't think you need video if whoever this is call and say, oh, yeah, he's here.
Mm-hmm.
That poor dude at McIntyre's the other day.
The scared one?
JT Jimenez. JT, if you missed this the other day, we were with our friends from Flight by Yingling at McIntyre's, and he walked in and walked out. And then he posted on our YouTube chat that, man, I came by, but my ex is one of the flight girls, and I left. She never saw him. And then we guilted him into coming back and manning up. And then we find out from her, it'd been 12 years since they broke up. 12. Dude, get over it.
And now this guy's married and ready to go. But we gave him a lot of credit for coming back. I mean, it was cool that he came back, and he actually sat there for a long time.
Oh, yeah. He was, if he was going to get in trouble with the new wife, he might as well make it count.
Well, it turned out good for everybody, Jason, because they said hello. They were cordial, and then I don't know if they ever talked after that.
Nope.
But, it turned out it turned out nice. And it was the closest thing I'll ever get to doing a Jerry Springer-like talk show. That was fun.
You never know. That was random.
It was random.
That was
but
wild.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. So, crazy things happen, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do.
Yep, they do.
They Come rub it. What? Stop, Pledge. All right, let's see.
That sounded like you, Minix.
Huh? 526. All right. You ever fallen asleep on the job?
No. Not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, you think Dan Orlovsky told this crazy story today,
mm-hmm.
and it got me to thinking about other people with jobs where you go, how do you fall asleep while you're at work? But Orlovsky, who was on Unsportsmanlike this morning, which is the ESPN radio morning show, and random story, kind of like what happened to us the other days, just kind of random stuff happens when you're live on the radio. Well, Orlovsky, while he walks into their studio. I was actually watching this when it happened, and he is having trouble putting on the headsets. which is kind of odd. They're pretty simple. You put on headsets. It was very, very complicated, right? And they started making fun of him, saying, dude, you want to be an offensive coordinator, and you can't even put on headsets. And he told this incredible story.
So there, I think I've shared this story before, but there was a story, a moment when I was playing in Detroit. And at this moment, I'm in the process of, we had a couple coaches experience-wise where the coach would call the play into me. I was on the sideline as the backup, and then we would relay the play into the starting quarterback. I don't know why the mechanism was like that.
Yeah.
But we had a moment, honest to God, true story, zero exaggeration, where there was a change of possession, punt, commercial. We come out of the commercial. Play clock is starting. I'm waiting for the play call, and all I hear is the coach, our play caller, our offensive coordinator, fell asleep in the middle of a game and didn't get a call in.
No.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
I mean, I just eventually panicked and called something to. Thankfully, the starting quarterback was a veteran as well. But for all the people who are like, why were you guys bad in Detroit? Yeah,
I can't imagine why
I've
you were
also
winless.
been on the headset when a coach called plays that weren't part of our offense.
What?
Explain.
So he would call a play, and you'd be like, that's not our verbiage. And you would sit there and be like, okay, he was calling plays from his past, like offenses that he was a part of in the past.
Interesting. Look, I bet that stuff goes on more than you know.
Falling asleep?
Well, I can't imagine falling asleep because every time they show the camera of those guys up there, and there's like 4 of them. And the other coaches wouldn't let him just fall asleep. I don't know, Orlovsky. I'm calling BS.
You know what? Why he can't lie about that because other people are going to know about it. But, the mid-2000s, Detroit, did they have all the cameras in there at that same time? Your team sucked. Ted Tollner, Jim Coletto, who could it be? He didn't name it. He said it was at a home game. Now, you also think about these coaches and the hours that they work. You could almost see them dozing off. I mean, defense is out there. Our defense sucks. I got a chance to get a 5-minute cat nap here. I mean, but to snore that way.
Well, the dude was either hungover or he was drinking in the booth. I mean, that's the only way to explain it. Now, being hungover probably would. It was Sunday. He went out Saturday night, had a few too many, and he came to work hungover the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. That's just.
But there are some things about all of that. You've got a play clock. Clearly, the OC is up in the booth, calling down to a backup quarterback who then signals the play in. That seems so inefficient.
It is.
Right? Now, granted, just talk right to the quarterback, but that just, all of that story just seems dumb. Like, really? You've got a short amount of time, call the play, and then I think about that game that you played where you tell a story, one person tells a story, they go around the room and repeat it, and then by the time it gets to the end, what it looks like?
Yeah.
No wonder they sucked.
Completely different,
No wonder the Detroit Lions back then sucked.
Wow. That's just a crazy story. It really is. I don't know. Falling asleep. I just can't imagine that somebody would let him fall asleep like that. Because if he's snoring loud in the headset, he's not the only one in the booth.
Well, I mean, because you know how they turn it on and off. So, I don't know how loud he was snoring, but when you put it next to a microphone, it's going to be amplified. And then you wonder, then I'm start thinking about, all right, which one of them were kind of heavy and maybe dealt with a little sleep apnea and, just kind of fall asleep whenever.
Well, I contend he was hungover. I'm going to go with that story.
Yeah?
Now, Orlovsky didn't say that, but, I mean, that's the only way. You're in the football game, even if your team sucks.
I mean, we've seen fans that fall asleep during the game because they're drunk.
They're working, these coaches, not the fans. Goodness gracious, I don't understand any of it. If you had to give somebody some advice, Minix, on who's going to win the Super Bowl, who would you call?
The GOAT.
The GOAT? The GOAT.
The GOAT, yes. I think if I could call anybody for advice, I would call the GOAT.
I think it's good advice. We'll see if one person did that or not. Not sure Great story going around, though. We've got it for you when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Or you could just call me because, football's biggest game is right around the corner. You want to get in on all the action you can with Underdog right now in Texas. Playing on Underdog is easy and it's fun. You just head over to the app, make picks on if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, rushing yards, receptions, that sort of thing. Get them all right. You could win up to 5,000 times your cash. And there's new promos dropping daily in the app. So if you like making picks and winning money, then Underdog is the place to be for the big game. And if you're not on Underdog yet, you're in luck. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tomorrow on the Morning Huddle, A.J. returns. We are just a couple of days away from Super Bowl week. Big pro football weekend, but college football rules today. And how the Spurs head towards Charlotte. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And give me the VIN. We buy Wranglers, Cowboy Cadillac diesels, half-tons, vets, everything. We're the largest wholesale dealer in the United States of America. You can get my money right now, top money. If I don't beat your CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100. Go to GiveMeTheVIN, GiveMeTheVIN.com. Put in your license plate, whammo, you have an offer right there.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus 1,000,000 Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in Silicon Valley. And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb Owl. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from the Bay Area, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Back here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy you took some time to join us today. We appreciate that very much. Whether you're doing that, driving around this beautiful city of San Antonio or wherever you happen to be, thank you for that. If you're on a San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, please like and subscribe. Still got a poll going on there. Are you doing cowboy breakfast tomorrow? 112 people have voted on this particular poll, Jason, and well, everybody's sleeping in tomorrow. At least 81% of those people are. No is the winner versus 19%.
I found a website, Do210, that has all kinds of cowboy breakfast-related events. There's the official one, obviously, happening over at the outside of the Frost Bank Center that runs from 5 to 10 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Thirsty Horses doing their 10th annual Cowboys brunch. Doors open at 7. R&J Saloon, their doors open at 8. They've got a lot of live music as well, 10 a.m. through 2 a.m.
Wow.
Dude, and they got a full R&J Saloon's a fun place to go. El Honky Tonk SA is doing theirs. The Southside Vaquero Breakfast at the all-new Mustang Sally Sports Lounge.
Wow.
Never heard of it.
No.
High Horse Cowboy Breakfast. Joe, mechanical bull riding for you.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good at it.
And something called Pick's Pony Club.
Is that a strip club?
I'm not sure. Is that
wow?
Is Pony Club?
Is Pick's Bar now Pick's Pony Club, or is it just Pick's Pony Club for cowboy breakfast? After party, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh, see, now that's a good idea.
Well, see, but all that tells me, free tacos before 11, but that tells me that Pix is just going to do a deal till 7, then get everybody out of there, and then have their normal Friday night.
Now, it is, when did they start calling it Pony Bar? Because when I Google Pix Pony Bar, it gives me the Pix Bar.
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, maybe they're doing a little play on words of Pink Pony Club. And for cowboy breakfast, Pick's Pony Club sounds like it would work.
Well, I think, yeah, although it does sound like a strip club. Pick's Pony Bar.
Pony Club.
Pony Club.
Pony
yeah.
Well, maybe there's a section of Pick's Bar that's the Pony Club.
Unplug it, maybe.
Over there where the couches are.
Well, maybe so. Is
Their
like
VIP section is
entrance?
The Pony Club.
Never been to the Pony Club.
What the?
I've never been to Pick's Bar a few times, but never the Pony Club.
When I lived in New Jersey, there was a bar near the Navy base called the Playpen. And it was this.
The Playpen?
Yes. It was a purple building with like pink neon lighting as, the design on it.
Yeah.
We all thought it was a strip club. Turned out to be a great rock and roll bar.
Oh, wow.
Which was fantastic. We went in there. The dudes from Skid Row were always in there. Everybody from Bon Jovi was in there a lot, except John Bon Jovi. I never saw him in there. And Cinderella, I think, because they're all kind of from that Sayreville, New Jersey area. was kind of cool. Even Bruce Springsteen, who used to jog on the Navy base, saw him in there a couple times.
Well,
but we all went there initially thinking it was a strip club.
And you got more excited that it was a rock and roll bar.
I did. Ain't gonna lie.
Wow.
Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I mean, you're thinking one thing, but you're not disappointed at the other.
Well, I don't know. It's a bunch of old rock and roll dudes.
I mean,
or strippers.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of strip clubs in New Jersey, but even back then, the rules there are kind of like what they are here now. It ain't quite the same.
No, of course not. Although I haven't been to a strip club here or anywhere else for a while. What are the rules?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been around here, but distance and pasties.
Wow, that sucks. The good old days.
Yeah, what doesn't suck is when you can need to phone a friend while you're on Jimmy Fallon, and the friend happens to be the GOAT. This was Kendall Jenner on with the Tonight Show.
Can I phone a friend? I brought my phone if I can phone a friend.
Sure. You're going to ask me? You can phone a friend, sure.
I mean, okay.
Okay. I was going to give you my input, but guess it doesn't matter.
We can get yours after I talk to my friend.
Okay.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What you up to?
Not much. I'm just here with Jimmy.
Hi, Tom.
The
And
disappointment on
some
Tom's face.
Absolutely.
Not what I was thinking it was going to be, huh?
Dude, that's Tom Brady. Come on, what is going on? Let me see. Wait, yo.
Sorry to do this to you.
Sorry to do this. Hi, Tom. How are you, bud? Nice to see you.
I haven't seen you in a long time, man.
Hey, you look good, pal. So wait, Kendall has a question for you.
So basically, I am trying to figure out who I want to go for the Super Bowl. Yeah. And I am an information person. I feel like I need all the information I can get to make a educated decision. And I was thinking you're the perfect person to ask for that information.
I am.
All right, Tom, give us some scoop. Who's going to win?
Oh, God. Wait a minute. We got 2 weeks to prepare for this. Who's going to win? I don't know. Look, I think this Seattle defense, they're like all time. They can get pressure with 4. It lets them drop 7 guys into coverage. They can cover all day long. 6 different guys hit over 20 miles per hour at some point during the year. And you guys know Nick Eamon-Worry, right, Kendall?
Of course.
Who?
Yeah, he played a huge part in Seahawks ending up as the #1 overall defensive DVOA. You guys track DVOA, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, all the time. I'm a nut. I'm a nut for that stuff.
Right.
In New England, it's all about, what a story. Mike Vrabel, you guys ever partied with Raves, Kendall?
All the time, Rave.
Oh my God, Raves? Are you kidding me? That dude is like party's the best.
Yeah, great dude. Anyway, they led the league with an 8.9 yards per attempt. I've always said it's one of the most efficient ways to identify the league's offensive schemes. So.
Understood. I feel like this is really, really, really helpful. I am going to process all this information, but I really appreciate the phone call. Thank you for answering.
Tom Brady, everybody. Come on, that's my man. You're doing a great job, buddy. You're doing a great job. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Kendall, that's Tom.
Thank you.
That was the real Tom Brady. That's so rad. All right, Kendall, did you get all that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
No.
But would you like to reveal who?
I mean, I feel like I'm going to go with my gut here, right? I feel like I am going to go with the underdog. And I feel I'm going to go Patriots.
Wow! Okay! The New England Patriots!
No, she's doing a bit for one of the Fanatic Sportsbook. She's going to start doing commercials for them. That's obviously staged, but the fact that she can just FaceTime Tom Brady.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And good for 48-year-old Tom Brady to have that.
Well, Brady's kind of doing that lately. Rumor has it dating some 24-year-old girl. And
I mean, if Bill Belichick can do it.
Well, and Brady's like half Bill's age.
To think. Belichick can wait a year to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah?
Sure. Jordan will make sure he's relaxed.
Oh my
Song you dong.
The hell, Jim Rome?
Just
out of left field.
Well, that's how she's going to make Bill feel relaxed.
Song you dong.
So there you go. It's a new technique, I hear.
Spicy and naked.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden it's turned into a Deshaun Watson
I
conversation.
don't know, but I mean,
what was the pose? Pledge?
The happy baby
There
pose?
you go.
Yeah.
Song you dong.
Crazy stuff.
She's taking the Patriots.
Taking the Patriots, yeah. I think that's a good move. I like the Patriots right now, at this moment in time.
Straight up or with the points?
Well, I haven't decided yet.
Well, I'm asking you now. You don't have to. This is my
I gotta
lock
change
of the
my-
week.
yeah.
I mean, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking the Patriots, and I think they win the game outright. But a lot's going to depend, and I want to see how Drake May's shoulder's doing, and if there's going to be any. So I'm like Tom Brady. We still got several days to iron this stuff out. So, by the way, Sporting News says that Kirk Cousins is most likely out in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's going to be released and picked up by a TV network near you.
Well, or according to this article, he's going to go back to Minnesota.
You know, that wouldn't surprise me. Kirk Cousins is going to have plenty of opportunity to go play somewhere. And everybody that brings in, or whoever gets Kirk Cousins, and there's going to be a lot of teams trying to get his services, are going to expect Kirk Cousins to do what Sam Darnold has done this year in Seattle. But that also tells you what they truly think of J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that Kirk Cousins goes back to Minnesota in a role where he's not going to be the full-time starter. He was so pissed that Atlanta drafted a quarterback after committing that much money to him because he wants to be a starter, sees himself as a starter, and is going to go somewhere where he can be a starter.
I'll be honest with you. If I'm Kirk Cousins, he's made plenty of money. And money's not the object. He just wants to play. But that dude was fantastic on TV this past weekend. He was great. So if I'm him, I'm searching. I'm talking to the folks at CBS or Fox or NBC or somewhere like that because the guy was really good, I thought, on TV this past week.
Stop it.
You know, I'm glad you're not his financial advisor and somebody else named Ryan Eagle is in that business and not you. Because if I were Kirk Cousins' financial advisor, I would go play as long as you want and as long as somebody's willing to pay you. Why quit that kind of money now to go to TV because you were that good on TV? Whenever you can't play anymore, that TV job is still going to be there for you. There's no reason to stop now to jump in the TV because TV's not going anywhere.
Well, it all depends, Jason. What's the guy, 38 years old? And, I mean, at some point in time, if you go to Minnesota and little J.J. McCarthy beats you out and you're a backup again.
But you're still making $50 million a year.
Well, you're not going to make $50 million a year. Nobody's going to pay Kirk Cousins $50 million a year.
I think you've said that before, and yet Atlanta gave him $1 gazillion.
I would bet the ranch that Minnesota or anybody else is not going to pay him. He may get 10 M's.
Oh, wow. He's not Aaron Rodgers yet.
Well, I'm just saying. But he's not getting 50 mil. Come on.
All right. So he gets 35, 38 million.
He's not getting that either. Dude, there's no way he's getting that.
Uh-huh. Pledge, mark this tape.
Please do that. He's not getting 35. Who the hell's going to pay Kirk Cousins $35 million a year?
You didn't think Tua would get paid 50.
Well, and the Dolphins regret the hell out of that, don't they?
And wouldn't Kirk Cousins look good in Miami if Aaron Rodgers ends up back in Pittsburgh? Wouldn't Kirk Cousins be a good bridge quarterback in Pittsburgh?
I think he'd be great there.
And they would give him the $50 million.
They're not giving him $50 million. No way.
They got Mason Rudolph.
I don't care. They're still not giving him $50 million. They got Will Howard. Maybe it's time to see what he can do. I mean, you're not going anywhere anyway if you're Pittsburgh. And if I'm Mike McCarthy, you drafted this kid, you might as well see what you got.
But he didn't draft him.
Well, it doesn't matter. They've got him, and he's on a rookie contract. See what he's got.
I mean, you look at the Colts. I look at the Colts, and they would pay him because Daniel Jones, A, a free agent, but B, coming off of a massive injury. Who knows? I mean, the Colts liked him, but I don't know that they signed both the massive deals, or maybe they do, but wouldn't Kirk Cousins be nice on a one-year deal in Indianapolis while Daniel Jones heals up.
Sure. Daniel Jones is a free agent.
He is.
So he may not be back with the Colts.
Cardinals need a quarterback.
Well, a lot of teams do.
And there's only one Fernando Mendoza coming out of the draft.
And
he's going to the Raiders.
He'd go to Cleveland.
Who?
Cousins.
Well, they got a Pro Bowl quarterback.
You know, two things have happened this week. The Pro Bowl has gone down the tubes, and so has the Hall of Fame voters.
Mm-hmm.
It's been ridiculous. It's been a bad week for the NFL.
You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
We get you ready for the weekend. We call it What's on Tap. It is brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can get your tickets, see their entire calendar, their menu. Head out there tonight. They got Dwayne Doopsy and the Zydeco Hellraisers. Okay. Ruben V tomorrow night. Forevermore, the Whitesnake Experience on Saturday.
Nice.
Not sure if they have a car on stage. The Infidels on Sunday.
Or a Tonic Catan.
I mean, a look-alike.
Yeah,
somebody that could
like
be a little bit more flexible in 2026.
Could very well be. Cuckoo. Aztec Theater tonight. Las Alucines. Tu Nuevo Estilo de Vida. The U.S. Tour. Pretty impressive, huh? Sure. Green Hall has the Davis Brothers tonight. How about the Majestic Theater? The best of Steve Martin and Martin Short. Wow, that's pretty cool. Featuring Jeff Babco and the Steep Canyon Rangers. Wow. Stable Hall at the Pearl tonight, Texas Old Fashioned Face Off, featuring the Texas. And if you're going to ACL Live, you're already headed there anyway. You know it's Rob Baird's 10th anniversary birthday bash.
Absolutely.
Annual.
Cowboy breakfast happening tomorrow all over town. The official one over at the rodeo grounds. Blade Runner live at the Majestic. Cody Hibbard at Flores Country Store. Wade Bowen is out at Green Hall. ACL has the Kings of Southern Rock tribute. Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers. Fix Bar, Finding Friday. And Fluffy, the comedian, out at LOL Comedy Club.
Fluffy, huh? Saturday night at the Frostbank Center, Parker McCullum. We gave away some tickets to that show, so he's out there on Saturday night. Eclipse, a tribute to Journey, Aztec Theater on Saturday night. Wade Bowen's back at Green Hall on Saturday. Tobin Center has the Choir of Man. Okay. Pix Bar has Riptide and KC and the Sunshine Band. All right, ACL Live.
Are you going to go up there Saturday?
Where?
To see Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's right up your alley.
Dude, I would love to. Are you kidding me? That's the way.
Spurs and Magic Sunday at the Frostbank Center. Paper Tiger has Zillionaire Dough on Sunday.
Zillionaire Dough.
Yeah.
There's a show for you.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
What's on tap? Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com.
James, you got a show tonight? All right, Extra Innings with Pledge coming up here next on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Morning Huddle gets you started at 6 a.m., and Minix and I will be back here at 2. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports